it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 50 lucky winners will each receive a $100 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
There's something for everyone at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. Come face to face with more than 800 animals. Discover new lions and sea hyenas like never before at our largest, most immersive animal habitat expansion, Lion and Hyena Ridge, opening this spring. Then feel the rush on 8 thrilling coasters and let the good times roll at Mardi Gras. With bold flavors, live music, parades, and beads for all. Busch Gardens, where wonder meets wild fun. Buy a Busch Gardens Fun Card, get Adventure Island free for only $99.99. Hurry, offer ends soon. Taxes, service fees, blackout dates, and other restrictions may apply.
These days, you've got two choices, buying a new car or making the one you've got run like new. That's why we have thousands of ASE certified technicians to help you get more out of your car. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Book now at FirestoneAuto.com.
Orlando's premier comedy club and restaurant is the Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Sugar Sammy on February 12th, Marcus D. Wiley on February 13th and 14th, and Amber Autry on February 18th. Check out our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available, as well as parking discounts for all guests. Follow us on social media platforms and get your tickets now at orlando.funnybone.com. We'll see you at the show.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is American Heart National Cancer Prevention Month. That's super important when you consider 1 in 3 people in this country will die of heart disease. And in some of those cases, there will be no symptoms. You will just die. We just had this with our buddy Adam the Woo, 51 years old, had no idea he had heart issues, no symptoms at all. That's why it's so important to get with Life Imaging FLA and get this free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It's a $699 value. And it's important to remember, there are no injections, no dyes. You keep your clothes on the entire time, but the information you get can save your life. And equally as important, when you make your appointment and you go see these guys, make sure you ask about their cancer screening as well, because early detection does save lives. Here's how you make your appointment. Simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say that keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Guys, it is time. Stop waiting. This is a no-brainer. Make that appointment today and take control of your long-term health care.
At Navy Federal, we're a trusted partner of the military community, and we're here to guide you through these uncertain times, help you diversify your portfolio, and take control of your finances. We offer a 13-month special certificate with a rate more than double the national average, and members can access financial advisors from one of America's best financial advisory firms awarded by USA Today. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/save more. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Savings products insured by NCUA. Investment products are not insured, not obligations of Navy Federal, and may lose value.
It's February and love is in the air. Mwah! And GiveMeTheVin.com would love to buy your car. GiveMeTheVin.com wants to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver, a pickup truck, an SUV, a minivan, a supercar, or an exotic. Say goodbye to dealing with dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes. That's well above any dealer quote. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it guaranteed or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Need more animals, more gators, and more fun? Y'all need Gatorland.
Coming to you
live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. Lots to get to today, from another ransom note to new details in that shocking Nest doorbell video. And students are mad at the dumbest thing in the world. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your messages rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Good, yeah. Good. How the heck are you?
What a whiplash week this has been so far, man. There is so much stuff happening. That's why it's a wonderful part to be right here in this show and right in the middle of everything. We get to talk about all the things going on out there, and we're going to do that today. A new ransom note has apparently just been received in the Nancy Guthrie case, which is, I mean, I don't know. It's so hard to follow this. There was a guy who was arrested last night, or at least was detained last night and questioned.
Saw that, got excited.
And everybody's like, oh, my God. And then there's rumors out there that said there was a helicopter that left the scene and went straight to the hospital with a 94 or 84-year-old woman on board the medevac chopper or whatever. Nonsense, completely made up. Like there is so much stuff that was happening out there. We'll dive in. We'll let you know everything happening in the world of viral news and all things viral in just a moment. Let's start as we always do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Louisville, Kentucky, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. There was a 3-year-old kid missing in Louisville, Kentucky. Police arrived on the scene in droves. They could not find this little 3-year-old anywhere. C-Lane, Jackson is 2 and some change. Yeah. Could you imagine 3 and wandering the neighborhood?
It would be a little terrifing. And
again?
Yeah. Well, there's no again.
He got a little ways away.
He got into the garage.
He almost broke the barrier. He was almost wandering, zombie walking through the neighborhood.
He's never left the property, without supervision.
We should get one of those. Can you get an invisible fence for kids? Is that a thing?
I think it's frowned upon, I think.
Oh, why? Could he swallow an AirTag or something?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you get out and bloop, bloop, bloop. And you get an alert. Jackson has left the perimeter.
We can make him like a little kangaroo pouch.
Oh, that's fun.
I think that'd be good. So anyhow, they lose this 3-year-old, like C-Lane did that one time. And
never did it.
The Louisville police arrived on scene, and they were like, we can't find him. We don't know where he is. Until a miracle happened. Now, here we go. Let's tune in.
Who is there? It comes via police body cam footage from Louisville last month. A missing 3-year-old child. More than a half dozen officers on the search. They sent up a helicopter, but had no luck until this happened.
All right, so the cops are out there in force. There's like half a dozen cops on the ground. They got a chopper up in the air. They're going door to door. They're trying to ask people to look at their doorbell cameras, and they had no luck finding this missing 3-year-old kid.
I can't imagine using a helicopter to look for a 3-year-old. Like it seems like it's kind of far away.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to spot these guys on the ground. But all of a sudden, a mystery dog shows up that goes up to the police officers who are looking for this 3-year-old, and they're like, what's this dog doing here?
Oh, what's up, dude? There's a dog. Where's he at? Let's go.
There's a dog.
That cop said, oh, what's up, dude? It's like, what's up, dude? It's like me talking to an animal.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, well, that one time when I walked out the door and there was a baby possum in my bushes.
Oh, do I
and
still
I'm like,
have
oh,
that?
it's a baby possum. And then I think I would have said it the same way. The guy's like, what's up, dude?
This happened.
Oh, what's up, dude? There's a dog. Where's he at? Let's go.
Thank you.
That's Officer Josh Thompson responding to a dog that seemed to have something important to say.
All right.
All the way back to the backyard. At that point, I'm thinking, okay, there's kids in this backyard.
And sure enough,
The dog went right to the back bumper. Check the rear here. Goes to the back bumper and just sat there.
Yeah, he's right here.
after a quick lesson in car locks,
he was in the car the whole time, and the dog found him in the car and led the police to the car.
Oh, come on.
Now,
Who's a good boy?
That's a good dog.
Yes.
On the other hand, did the parents just leave him in the car the whole time?
And we had an entire law enforcement group plus helicopter.
No
looking
one
for
checked
kid?
the car. Like, C-Lane, I feel like the second thing you would check would be your truck. Let me go see, is Jackson in the back of the truck sitting in there?
I mean, I would be pretty sure he wasn't there, but I might at least give it a shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's in the back of the car.
Missing kids like those that have lost their vape, and immediately they're looking everywhere. The car, maybe their grandma's house, Publix, and until you find it, because I've seen people who lose their vape, and it's like pure terror in their heads.
Mm-hmm.
I think this would have been not a news story, and you would have found the kid immediately.
Have you checked your back pocket? Is always one of the answers. Like, have you just
Never
checked
found him there.
The obvious place? They look in the back of this car, in the car the whole time.
Yeah, he's right here.
after a quick lesson in car locks,
Grab and pull it. There we go.
I don't think I've ever seen a happier kid in my life. He jumped out of the car, bear hugged my neck, and wouldn't let go.
Good job, buddy.
the dog had
7
cracked
days.
the case.
Last he found him.
Man, I don't know where the dog came from, but it was a blessing from God that day.
So,
And here's the thing about that dog. Officer Thompson says he'd been patrolling that neighborhood for 2 years and had never seen the dog before that moment.
Wow.
And he hasn't seen the dog since that day.
why didn't you grab the dog?
Mystery dog.
What do you
Holy-
mean?
Yeah, mystery dog. They never saw the dog in the neighborhood before, and they never saw the dog afterwards.
Did we
Wow.
check that someone is not missing their dog?
The dog, now there's another dog searching for that dog.
Okay, got
Yeah, it's a brutal cycle
Check the
how
car.
it goes. Yeah, it goes back and forth like
Actually, as it turns out, that dog died back in October.
Oh.
Just like the Tegan from the Puppy Bowl.
no.
Damn it, C-Lane.
No. For the record, the kid wasn't missing for 7 days. So that part was not accurate. I think it was just missing for a little while there.
needed
and-
to
Long enough to fly the helicopter out there.
yeah, I guess that's
Unreal.
true. Yeah, but
Did they get a
how
bill
weird.
for that?
I don't know. They got the chopper up. You know what I mean? Like that seems like I do have more questions about. It's a miracle and it's beautiful, and I'm glad the mysterious dog showed up and stuff. But why was the kid in the car for all these hours, and how come the parents didn't know this? I mean, you gotta keep an eye on your kid. Next thing you know, your kid's out in the garage, just wandering around out there, and you don't know what's going on. There's like power tools in the garage. Anything could happen. Any parent who gets
What else
caught up
is
in
in
that
the garage,
situation. Power tools. I mentioned that one already, didn't I? Large skeletons for Christmas decorations for your yard.
Yes, they're right. The classic Christmas skeleton. That's exactly what would be in the
Halloween
garage.
skeleton.
We
I don't know if
wish
you guys
you a
put out
Merry
stuff early at
Halloween.
your house. It's all big crossover over at the Lane household, okay? It's all a big crossover over
Oh,
there.
so you are talking about a specific household.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Oh, did I? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Watch your kids and where they're at, or give them
Yeah.
an extra car fob.
Alternative lesson we can take from this. If we just put one mystery dog in every neighborhood, problem solved. Nancy Guthrie was found weeks ago.
We
right?
take turns feeding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's the Nancy Guthrie dog?
There's no mystery dog there. If they had a mystery dog, Nancy Guthrie would be comfortable at home.
You know what would blow all of our minds? And it's not going to happen because I'm saying it out loud.
Ready to be blown.
Same dog. Okay, what? Same dog finds Nancy Guthrie.
That would be. I would just retire. This week would just go. You're not going to get.
Sean would go to church. Sean would go to church and be like,
time.
"There's
Go to the
something.
Father
There's
and
something to
Son.
this."
Spirit.
It's time to check in. The other backup story that I had for an opener, I might as well share with you. And it's part of a larger rant that I have just ready to go at any point in time here. It could be now. I don't know. But streamer culture. And unfortunately, because this show is a streaming show on YouTube and Twitch, and I'd encourage you to watch today. You'll love it, I think. YouTube.com/thenewsjunkie, right? But the streaming world is full of some of the weirdest absolute losers, and the people who are trying to get audiences on streaming are acting in such unbelievable levels of desperation to get a temporary bump in viewers that you'll never meet in your life, that make you feel accomplished, that will disappear if you don't do the next crazy stunt that risks everything within X amount of days. I have seen so much of this. I don't even want to mention the loser guy, the young dude who always is like getting in fights, or like, his bodyguard is with him while he's bumping into other people.
That one.
Don't even want to mention that loser's name, but he recently was at a golf tournament, and he goes up to some guy and he's like, hey, here's $100. Go yell in the golfer's backswing when he's about to swing for the ball.
So he won't even do it himself?
No.
He just goes and offers money to people?
He goes and offers money to randos who have a couple of drinks in them in the crowd at the
Prank monkey
PGA
style,
thing. And he goes, scream, butt liquor. And the guy pulls his club back, butt liquor. And he screws up because this idiot is paying somebody $100. Like, the world is some dumb prank for you to be involved in.
I'm sorry, but if I'm getting a teenager or whatever he is with a camera crew, I imagine, I'm not taking $100.
Yeah,
that should be up.
They took it
$5,000.
I think they got a couple of people to do it, and then he just got booted out. And I'm like, these people are so obnoxious. I want some of them I want some of them to legit spend time in a cell. I do. I know all of you want like your political opponents to be put in a cell. I want these people in jail. Whoever the clavicular guy is, Sean. Take the clavicular guy and this guy and put them in a jail cell, and just, who is going to miss them? All right? I don't need any of this. That brings me to my point. There's a stupid Kick streamer, which is the ground zero for these kind of things, who decided to take advantage of the snow. And here's what happened. On a live stream, this guy has an axe in his hand because, of course you're going to have an axe in your hand when you do something like this. Over he goes. All language is another language, so don't worry about the curse words.
What?
He jumps from what appears to be like a billboard down into the snow. No, he didn't die. No. He literally survived all the way down. He's going about 35 feet or something. Come on!
That seems unsafe.
Yeah, just really, I want some of these folks to just spend time twiddling their thumbs in a cell like Ghislaine Maxwell in that time-lapse video I saw last week, which I loved. I love
just her being bored?
Yeah, it's just her in a cell, and she's moving around, and people are like, look how antsy she looks. Look at Ghislaine Maxwell. She's so uncomfortable in this federal prison in this cell. She can't get comfortable. She's getting up and she's moving around, and 4 minutes have passed, and she's grabbing her knees and rocking back and forth in the bed. And I'm like, who cares? I want the bad guys to burn.
Is this a bad guy, the one you just showed me?
Yes, he's among the bad guys, but he's low level.
Guy?
Because it's terrible.
It's up to him to jump. We just watched a guy climb the damn massive building and insert place here.
That guy, that is different. That is very different from this
Because he went
stuff.
up instead of down?
No, because that guy's a professional and literally the best in the world at what he does. And these are losers who are pounding a fifth of vodka, climbing up a billboard, and diving a deadly amount down into the snow, where other kids will watch their stupid influential Kick stream and go, I too can get a whole bunch of donos if I go up on top of the thing and jump down in the snow into a massive snow angel.
Is dono
It's
an actual
bad.
Kick form of currency?
Just donation. Donation.
That's a fun
Sorry.
word.
You would know if you were cool, but on account of not being cool and losing your kid in the garage, you're not keeping up
Never
with
lost my kid.
They lose.
those things. There was a moment, wasn't there? It was like,
where he walked out the door and then I followed him.
It's okay. I
That's
lost
nothing
Dylan at
compared.
Disney World,
Exactly,
dude.
Sean. Us 90s kids survived so much. I went into an elevator in Sanibel Island to another level. And I was found. Turned out just fine, didn't I?
Yeah, don't feel bad, Celine. I mean, I literally was on the monorail, noticed my son wasn't on the monorail. The monorail at Disney World leaves, and I see him waving at me as I'm driving away in the monorail, which, as you know, you can't just get off one of those things. You have to go
You
to the
could have
end.
stopped it.
And guess
No, there's no stopping.
You
There's no
just said
thing.
you were driving.
No,
he
I
meant
was in
the monorail.
we were in the monorail. We were on the monorail
I
at
know.
Disney World.
And now Dylan just takes that ferry.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still there. I don't know. I haven't seen him since. I hired another kid. Yeah, there's a website. You can hire him.
There's a new dad in my boot.
Wouldn't admit to knowing that.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We have a lot to get into today. Lots of activity outside the Nancy Guthrie story. Why do they keep searching in Annie Guthrie's neighborhood? What does this mean? What was the FBI saying door to door? I was literally watching them as they're going around door to door. I was listening to them and the questions they were asking. And there was one question that the FBI asked every homeowner that changed my mind about a couple of things on this case. Again, it's a wild ride. The latest is coming up next on the News Junkie. Hello, everybody.
Keep an eye out for emergency crews still on the roadways clearing up in
Welcome behind the scenes.
Accident where University Boulevard meets Hall Road. On most of the major roadways, morning traffic's cleared up, although on I-4, you're still going to run into some slowdowns east Bend between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. Other than that, you won't be running into any...
1 second, just got to get something ready for the next segment.
But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Score major deals on
Some
top
breaking
mattresses.
news coming in.
Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Find your dream mattress today. Their sleep
Okay, I got us all teed up.
to find the right one to fit your unique needs. They make sleep easy. I'm Ultima Morgan. Every year, almost 30.
Some breaking news coming in about a third ransom note. A third ransom note coming in. I'll tell you what was in that note. I'll tell you what we know about this suspect that they detained and questioned, and then he came outside and talked to the press. We've got that. We got his mother-in-law talking too. We got a lot. Sean's getting a news chunky. Today I am definitely getting a news chunky. I'm willing to pay a ransom so they stop talking about this lady. You miserable bastard are not. It's a great and interesting story with all the terrible elements you can imagine and potentiality in every direction. It's also not about politics or something incredibly divisive. It's an interesting ride. Just get on. Beefy King says, Sean, are you going to sign a new contract to stay on Real Radio? I have no idea. I'm going to have another conversation with iHeartRadio Suits, I think, next week. As I said, I already had a meeting. They asked me what I wanted, what were like the big things I wanted for the future of the show. I explained to them some things that I wanted. They were incredibly receptive to that, but a lot of things that need to be planned, and haven't received an actual offer, and I don't know if I really want one. I really don't know. At some point, you kind of got to pull the ripcord, and it's about risk versus reward. I don't know when the correct time is to pull it, but I know I'm out of the plane and headed down. You know what I mean? Captain Dano says, the old contract dispute bit. Definitely, you got it. You know what's going on here, pal. I wish it was a bit. Do you have 4 months left until you don't know whether or not you're going to have the same paycheck incoming or not? Yeah, I mean, this is not that thing. I'm just being honest with you. The Stepafee says Sean's going to milk this until June. How am I milking it if somebody asks me about it and I'm answering it? Is that milking something? Someone literally asked me a question and I'm answering. What are you talking about? Dan says, Sean, start your own news channel and take it galaxy-wide. Beyond the world to the galaxy? Killing it right now with those short videos, baby. Thank you to everybody, by the way, who's been watching. Thank you so much. The latest video on Instagram has, hang on. It's gone viral on Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram, my video from the day before yesterday with Nancy Guthrie and Savannah Guthrie, 2.3 million views. A banger! Over 2 million and running on Facebook. I'm earning the title, the world's most viral newsroom. Thank you for watching those. I appreciate that. YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button over there. Twitch, let's see you do the same. Let's bump those subscribers up even further. Now, you did unlock a bonus stream. If we see a little bit more love today, if I see a couple subs here and there, I will lock in and confirm Courtney for the bonus stream this weekend. Courtney, Dortney, bonus stream this weekend. I'll lock it in if we see just a little bit of love today. We'll see how it goes. I think you had a good run time to hang up the cleats and turn it over to C-Lane. Just a thought. True. True.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness at times.
Do you think if you stayed for 5 more years, it would be tougher to go out on your own then? It's not whether or not it would be tougher then. It's just whether or not I want the restrictions of not going out on my own before then. Do I want 5 years of some sort of restrictions? Do I want 5 years of people, the FCC included, telling me what to say, or being in control of how I can develop my product and how fast I can grow my brand and what we can turn this studio into? I don't know. I mean, that's a lot to ask, isn't it? You know, for God's sake, try to be in my shoes for a second. Think about that.
This month, iHeartRadio is celebrating the stars of the 2026 Winter Games. Michigan natives Madison Chalk and Evan Bates are the undisputed leaders of American ice dance. As reigning world champions, they arrive in Milano Cortina with a reputation for storytelling and seamless chemistry that captivates judges and fans alike. After years of climbing the ranks, the duo is poised to cap their illustrious careers with the ultimate prize. They take the ice with one goal, bringing Olympic gold home. For more Winter Games gold, search Olympics on the iHeartRadio app.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Real, no radio.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row.
Thanks for being with us. Learn more about the show. Send a dispatch to get on the show at thenewsjunkie.com or send an email. If you want to be anonymous, put that right up on top. Tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. Big thanks to everybody who's been watching my videos, short form videos on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the rest, all the social media platforms. I appreciate that. The one from yesterday or before yesterday is broken off pretty crazy. I think 2.4 million on Instagram, over 2 million on Facebook, rocketing up into the stratosphere. And I thank you for taking the time to watch it. The only thing I can think of in cases like this is I didn't want to do short form video. I didn't want to do like the TikTok style videos. But then looking at all the other stuff out there, I was like, this is so bad. Like, there's just so much garbage out there that I feel like maybe I can do something here. And so far, the strategy on that this year has worked for me. So thank you for watching those. I appreciate that. All right, a lot of the big details that are rolling in are happening in real time, as you can imagine, on the show for most of you. With the case of Nancy Guthrie, quick primer if you're not on board. Savannah Guthrie is a host of the Today Show. Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy Guthrie, went missing 11 days ago and has not been seen since.
I can't believe it's been so long already.
It's been 11 days. And yesterday, we were all kind of jaw on the floor when out of nowhere, the FBI goes, they were able to, in some Hail Mary attempt, revive the camera and retrieve some videos and photos, images of the person who showed up at the house. And it was creepy. The person was completely covered from head to toe, and they had gloves on. They went up to Nancy Guthrie's door, and they ended up abducting her, we believe, shortly after that. That led to a couple different conversations. And eventually here, I'm going to get to the updates, which are a new note has been received, a new note allegedly from the abductors. What's in that? What's going on? What the hell was happening last night with them putting somebody in cuffs or, apprehending somebody, questioning somebody? And then the person afterwards was like, I don't know who ratted me out, but it wasn't me. I'll give you all of that.
And then I read there was a note that was from not the abductors.
Another one?
Yeah,
okay,
there's a new ransom.
We'll look into all of this, and we'll give you all the updates that you might need in just a moment here. But one thing that was a big conversation that I saw in all places online, and in fact, I even had some texts back and forth, a group texts about this with people, was whether or not after watching that video, you thought the person who abducted Nancy Guthrie looked like a professional or a bumbling amateur. And like a wild amount of people were like, this guy was a total amateur. And I think mostly from the like putting the plant on the camera thing.
Yeah, like he looked up what it is to be a professional kidnapper as far as what he was wearing. Chic, kidnapper chic. But it was a lot of walking around. The plant thing was weird. And then we don't have what happened after he got through to the door.
No, we don't know what happened after that. And excuse the noise in the background if you hear it. You know what? We don't know what happened after that. And we don't know, like, even where this guy came from or went, obviously. But when I watched it, I didn't get the exact same vibe. Like, I don't know if I would say this person looks like a hitman for a cartel. No, I don't think they look that professional. Mm-hmm. Maybe we're using different words here. Like, when I say professional, it is on a bit of a curve that goes from this person was pretty well prepared, planned, and ready to abduct a human being to like the far 007 outskirts of that where they would make absolutely no mistakes.
Well, if that was the case, then there wouldn't be this video.
Yeah, if they were so good, you would not even have had the video to begin with. Or I think one of you pointed out, either you, C-Lane, or you, Sabrina, pointed out yesterday, if he was a real pro, he would have obviously anticipated a camera, brought some spray paint for the camera lens, or like
there's levels of pro. Like you could bring some tape, you could bring something to knock it off, or you could bring a Wi-Fi disruptor that knocks every camera off of the network, and there would be no video.
Are you studying to try to pull this off yourself at some point in time?
It's a weird Monday quarterback, but
all right, we'll have to shelve that. Let's shelve that. Let's put that on the side. But I want to know from people who have been following this story today, did you think this person looked like, would you categorize them as some bumbling amateur or like some sort of professional? Like they planned things out and they knew kind of what they were going to do.
Aside from trying to cover the camera with plant matter for whatever reason, God knows, there was a lot of talk about the way he wore the firearm. And I was like, people that are used to having guns, people that wear guns on the regular, don't do it that way.
Right. Yeah, like on his like
it was in the center, like above his crotch.
Yeah, it was above his crotch. Because I was going to say crotch, but it was a little higher.
Usually, you wear it on the side, which is why they call it a sidearm.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. He had a front arm. He
had a crotch arm.
Yeah, it was right
Which sounds
there.
flattering, but that's not where we're going with this.
Sean on YouTube says absolutely not professional in my opinion. Ted says not a pro, and a lot of other people are chiming in on this in real time, which you can do over on the chat side of things. I don't know. I'm not viewing pro as like infallible, did not make any mistakes. I'm viewing pro as had an agenda and pulled it off with some professional level of ability beyond just some random bumbling dude.
I mean,
he has got 11 days without getting caught.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Like the person got away with it, right? The person has not been easy for all of the king's horses and all of the king's men to round him up and find him, and has been able to skirt law enforcement at all these points. Either, there's only two choices if you guys think he's an amateur, right? Like if a lot of you think he's an amateur, then there's only two choices from that thought tree. It goes, if you think he's an amateur, then either he's just the luckiest criminal in the world, or the cops are just really terrible at their job.
Well, here's the thing. It might be both, because it was kind of clear to a good majority of people when this all broke that it was kind of amateur hour when it came to that sheriff's department.
That guy doesn't look like
press
he knows what he's
conference.
doing.
So had the FBI immediately gotten involved, or if we had gotten that footage just 24 or 48 hours later, would we be in a different spot? Would we be in day 11?
Maybe. And also, C-Lane, look this up, because I only saw a tidbit on this and didn't go any deeper. I think at some point the FBI said they tried to get involved earlier, but were rebuffed. See if you could find that, if there's anything to back that up. At some point, the FBI had made a statement like, we tried to get involved even earlier with local law enforcement. We heard this story, but they were not allowing us into the picture. Now the FBI taking the reins on a lot of these things, going door to door, and going door to door. And this brings me to question number 2 in the list of big questions. First question is this person an amateur or some sort of professional? I happen to think they're outside of the amateur territory. I think they planned a lot for this. They made mistakes, but I think overall they were like really locked in and planning what they were going to do here. This was not some spur of the moment thing. They thought this out. They planned this meticulously, and they pulled it off, even if there were some bumps in the road. But the second question is, in watching all of this from the jump, do you think that the person who took this woman is the same one that's sending all of these notes right now?
No.
We don't know, right? We don't know that.
Well,
That's
definitely not the one I read about today. Because there's now a ransom, but not to get back Annie Guthrie, but to reveal the identity of the kidnappers. And they have asked for a staggering 1 Bitcoin.
One? That's it?
Yes.
I've got the details on that in a second. I've got the details on that. We'll hear about what was said in an interview in just a moment. But the second question is like, is the person who did this the person who's behind those ransom notes? And then the third big question is, why do they keep the investigations of and around the family members so intense? For instance, yesterday, the FBI was literally going door to door, knocking on doors in Annie Guthrie's neighborhood. Now, let me draw the picture here for you, because I know they can get a little complicated. Savannah Guthrie, the Today Show host, Nancy Guthrie, the mother. Savannah's older sister is Annie Guthrie. Annie Guthrie lives about a 10-minute drive, 4 miles or so, away from her mother, Nancy Guthrie. Annie Guthrie lives about a 10-minute drive, about 4 miles away from her mother. Yet the FBI was almost exclusively in Annie Guthrie's neighborhood, going door to door yesterday, 10 days after this woman went missing.
Well, we also know that she was the last to see Annie Guthrie alive.
Yes, but then we know that she went home from there because she detached from the thing. So they're not looking in her neighborhood, in her home, where she definitely went afterward. They are exclusively seeming to focus on the neighborhood around the older sister, Annie Guthrie. And that's curious to me. And the FBI agents who were knocking, going door to door, were asking two very interesting questions. And I need some more information on this one, too, not to throw everything in the world at you. But
I can't find the first thing, so you new thing ready.
I will search.
One was, when they went door to door in Annie Guthrie's neighborhood, they said, we want to see security footage from any cameras you have from when it turned midnight into the next day, the day she was missing. They want security footage from midnight, when it turned midnight, the day that she went missing. This is before any timelines have her as actually missing, but they want to see the security footage of that period in time, which is kind of interesting to me. Why wouldn't they be looking in her neighborhood after the time that they thought this abduction occurred? I don't understand why that's happening. And the other question they asked all of them was apparently, can we search your backyard? And most houses allowed the FBI to go in and search their backyard. Rumor has it that they saw someone drop something in one of the yards, and that's what they were looking for. So it's all very, very curious. Made maybe even curiouser by this new note that C-Lane was just mentioning. And we'll get to if there's any updates on anything I said in a second here. But let's go to the extra note, the new note on this whole thing and what it said, which was sent to TMZ. Hang on, let me turn this up.
Just been sent a third letter. Please explain and describe what you got about 90 minutes ago.
So an hour and a half ago, we got kind of a bizarre letter, an email from somebody who says they know who the kidnapper is and that they have tried reaching Savannah's sister, Annie, and Savannah's brother to no avail. And they said they want 1 Bitcoin sent to a Bitcoin address that we have confirmed is active. It's
Everybody
a real
wants Bitcoin
address. As they put it, time is more than relevant. So we have no idea
what does that mean?
Whether this is real or not, but they are making a demand. It's interesting that, Bitcoins fluctuate in value.
Right.
But it's around $56,000 now, 1 Bitcoin.
Wait, I thought it was more than that. What's a Bitcoin
I'm
at the
seeing
moment?
66 to 67.
Now I'm wondering what time they received this, when that news broke, and did it just bump up in value until
Yeah,
they
it could
pay
have.
that?
It could have, but for me, I go, somebody sent you a letter demanding 1 Bitcoin, and they said they'll reveal who the kidnappers are. My alarm bells go off and tell me that's just some crazy nut job emailing who's obsessed with this case.
Especially when you consider the fact that the FBI has offered $50,000 for tips leading to the arrest of a kidnapper. So you could get $50,000. That seems like a little more on the table than just a Bitcoin.
Sure. Now, riddle me this, because we have stories and have talked about cases in the past where they give out the tip line and the reward, and you get a bunch of, maybe by the thousands, crazy people. They're like, I saw it in my dream.
Right.
This is what I need. So TMZ filtered out this one email. Do you think there's something to it that they think it's more legitimate than very likely other crazy emails they received?
You know what? I don't. My gut tells me that TMZ saw this and said, we're a big part of this story. And if we say we got another note, we'll be a bigger part of this story. But this note doesn't seem the same. This note is just somebody going, oh, I totally know what's going on. Send me a Bitcoin. It's like, it just seems real fishy. It seems like this person is just trying to get some money, as opposed to somebody much earlier on mentioning some details from the crime scene. All of it, however, astonishing, crazy to watch, and all the rest. And that's just getting started here today. We haven't even talked about the person the police questioned last night and these reports of a chopper taking off and going to a hospital. We'll get into all of that as the show rolls on today. When we come back, some of your emails, people freaking out as their power bills start to arrive after the cold. Some of these numbers that you're seeing are crazy. Buckle up, because these details are going to take you by surprise. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Smart.
Hey, welcome behind the scenes. lots of other stuff to get into, non-Guthrie. We have this doesn't happen nearly as much in Canada, but we have a shooting at a school and a home in Canada. A school shooting killing at least 9 in Canada. And some weirdness about the perpetrator, which they said gun person. Canada, Jesus Christ. They said gun person and then a woman in a dress, but some reports are suggesting, I'm not sure if this has been confirmed yet, that this was a transgender person, a biological male, that they're calling a female shooter at this school in Canada, and a residence in Canada. Yeah, gun person is what they said. I've never heard that before. I've got the clip. We'll talk about it at some point. I thought Canada or Canadians were not supposed to have guns. They still have guns in Canada. A lot of like rifles and things like that. They still have gun ranges in Canada. I don't know. People think about this stuff in pretty weird ways. Like, people are like, Canada? You can't have guns in Canada. You can't have guns in Australia. And then in Venezuela, they're like, why don't they rise up against Maduro? Why do we need to go in and fly this guy out in the middle of the night? In Venezuela and other countries with dictatorships, they literally cannot have guns or buy guns. There are no gun stores. There are no gun ranges. These things don't exist. Only the military and the police are allowed to have guns. And of course, the bad guys have guns. But in Canada, a lot of it's like more wilderness. Much of Canada, most of it, the vast majority of it is wilderness. So a lot of people do have guns still. Just a very different gun culture. They're just like us, kinda, but not. PF says, my FPL bill was $36 Sunday, $32 Monday, but I'm in Southern Palm Beach County. PF, they tell you the daily bill? Well, you got FP&L? I need more on this because we're going to talk about this. You get a daily bill, and is that FP&L? Those are my questions. Very, very strange. So people are now talking, that's what we're going to get into next, about getting their first power bills after the winter weather kicked through in a lot of the country. And some power bills that people are seeing are in excess of $1,000 for a single family home. 2 minutes and we're coming back. FPL does break it down by daily usage. I think everybody breaks it down by daily usage, but I only get like a kilowatt hours thing and like a basic tracker. I don't know that they show me like how much each day costs. I mean, I could do that, but I got an email about it. FPL has Energy Monitor. You get monthly, daily, and hourly usage. Really? So they're just like blasting emails to you. Here's how much it costs. I mean, that's a lot of money for a day. Mine was almost $500, and I wasn't happy. R. Willie says, is TNJ on Instagram the account with the monkey? I want to verify. What's that? It's at the News Junkie on Instagram. This account, at the News Junkie on Instagram. At the News Junkie. Follow there for daily videos or Facebook. Facebook.com/thenewsjunkie. Almost 123,000 followers on Facebook. Thank you to everybody over there. On Facebook, 2.4 million views. 2.4 mil, baby. 2.4 milli. Thank you for watching. Let's put the V in viral here. Now let's talk about these power bills from the heat real quick. Then we got lots more bombshells on Savannah Guthrie's situation. So hang tight on that. Here we go.
This can come and go, but if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure. Not kind of sure, not pretty sure, not a little sure, but super sure. The seismic shift is coming. Super sure, coming soon.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the news.
When you get a bill this month, what am I talking about? The details before your knees buckle. Coming up in just a moment. Learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. Well, it's been cold. It's been cold. Murdered a couple of plants in my yard and made me uncomfortable a couple of times. We turned on the heater for like 3 or 4 days or whatever. But now something is happening after this cold blast, this Arctic cold blast. It hit the country. And everybody was freezing for like a couple of weeks at least. Most of you are still freezing out there. But everybody, even Florida, was freezing for a couple of weeks there. And now people are starting to get their first power bills after the cold weather went through. And they are melting down. I mean, melting down. Because some people didn't realize exactly what was going to happen to them here. There are people who are now paying as much as $1,000 for their power bill as a result of the cold snap that just hit the country. And power just goes up and up and up.
Even after that email and 4 phone calls we all got from our power company?
Even after that, there's still just skyrocketing bills in the power world. And I want to talk about that separately in just a moment here. But first, staying on the question, the power bills that people are starting to get show the increased spike from turning on heaters, from having electric heaters that they were plugging in, high intensity electrical equipment that you were using. You might have thought, well, my air conditioner is not on. I'm good to go. Well, your heater is doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's spinning that meter, baby, and it's expensive. And so people are opening the mailbox or grabbing their emails from the power company, and they're seeing how much all this costs. Somebody on chat who was mentioning their situation earlier said, hey, here's what happened to me. I saw 2 days of my bill. One day was like $40. The other day was like $50. They get like a daily thing, a daily email sent from FP&L in their case, Florida Power and Light in their case. And they send them a daily thing, and it's like $50 a day as you're rolling through some of these days. And that's low compared to what some people got. You're getting $1,000 power bills. Now, that's one thing to talk about here. And if you've seen a power bill in the last couple of days, let us know if it got really expensive for you or if more people should be aware of this until they get theirs. But this is one of those ones that I think hasn't really gripped Americans yet. It doesn't make sense to me because I drive down the street and I see people just swapping out their protest signs every week. It's like eat the rich or Elon's bad or, no kings or on to the next one. And if somebody's going to do one of these about the power bill, I'm with you. I will join you. I will go out there on the streets. The price of electricity, our power bills, keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and there is no end in sight. And it's like this thing where you go, well, hey, what if rent rates stabilize? What if homeownership becomes more affordable? What if this goes down? What if homeowners insurance goes down in the state of Florida in particular? None of that matters if other things keep skyrocketing out of control. And the power bills have gotten out of control. They have gotten out of control. And the most brutal thing in the world is there's no competition.
Yeah.
Think about your internet.
Well, you could go
your
solar.
Your internet, you could go a bunch of routes, right? I could have like 4 different providers if I wanted to for my internet right now. Easy.
But in your spot?
Almost anywhere now, because you have the what's the Elon Musk one?
Starlink. You're right.
You have Starlink as an option. There's different satellite options that they have other than Starlink. Starlink's the big one at the moment. You have in most neighborhoods a cable internet provider or 2 sometimes, at least usually 1. You have usually like an AT&T or maybe a fiber optic line. You have, there's all of these different options that you have. You can even use the cell companies, right? Like most of the cell companies will sell a whole home Wi-Fi that uses a cellular signal to get a pretty decent high-speed connection. And there's all these options that you have to utilize this. So it keeps them in check, and your internet bill doesn't go out of control. I have absolutely insane internet at my house. Okay, I have fiber lines running into my house. It is $100 a month. What? Nobody said nothing about no fiber line. That's right. How did you have something ready?
It scared me. I did a jump scare.
Is there a database that you can search by letter or something?
That one's just on my board because I typically just stop it after what?
Guaranteed human.
but the fiber line thing, just that's a lucky get there.
Fiber lines, $100 I'm paying for fiber internet. It's like a beyond a gig or something.
Oh, yeah. And then you have those moments where it slows down a little bit and they're like, sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
Not me.
It's fiber. I've had so many of those moments.
Oh, fiber is good because it doesn't do that. Your fiber line is like the most consistent line that you can get. And
maybe mine's rusted.
Who do you have fiber from?
AT&T.
Really? I've had no issues like that at all. And I mean, think about what I'm doing with even just the show right now. Like I'm intensely using the connection all of the time.
Yeah, your problem could be your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, well, someone's getting a nasty call this afternoon.
It probably is your Wi-Fi, actually. That's where you're going to find the variation as opposed to the fiber stuff. But the point is, you have competition, and it keeps everybody in check, and they do price deals and stuff. And when it comes to your power, C-Lane mentions, sure, you can have like solar or something. You can, but mostly you have no choice. And solar ain't going to keep you going by yourself in almost all cases. You know the kind of solar setup I would have to have on my house to keep it running 24/7?
And it would take a minute for it to kind of make up for the money.
Yeah, I would have to spend. I'd have to get 6 power walls. I'd have to fill my roof with every single solar panel I possibly could, and then hope for the best that there weren't any clouds. It's really that's not perfect yet. It will be at some point in time, but right now we don't have a choice. More people should be pissed off at the power company. They are really, really, really gouging us, and it just goes up and up and up. Nowhere in sight is an end on this. Real quick. tips@thenewsjunkie.com. A couple of emails rolling in. Tell me if you're mad about your power bill. Tell me if you're seeing those big winter power bills. tips@thenewsjunkie.com, or send a dispatch. Record yours at thenewsjunkie.com. Philip emails the show. Hey, Sean, I saw on Paramount Plus a documentary film called Bodyguard of Lies. I'm not familiar with this. And it's amazing. I think you will thoroughly enjoy it the way you view news and information. It has actual footage from different parts of the Afghan war and even has interviews with Taliban officers and some of the Afghan nationals that helped our forces over there. I spent time in both the OEF and the OIF, Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation, what's OEF? Operation Enduring Freedom is OEF. Operation
Increasing freedom.
What is the OIF?
We are increasing you had less freedom and I increased it.
Operation I Give Up on Freedom. I don't know what the second one was.
Operation Iraqi Freedom?
Yeah, that might be it. Operation Iraqi Freedom might be it. Yeah. Enduring Freedom was in Afghanistan, wasn't it? And then Iraqi Freedom was, we were just giving freedom out like nothing. Freedom like candy,
so
baby.
I wasn't wrong.
I audibly said duh a few times and shook my head in agreement quite a few times about some of the information that was brought to life in this Bodyguard of Lies documentary. It's all about the government using keywords to keep the American public okay with the continuing war in Afghanistan and so many other aspects of that war. Some of the actual footage from the wars was a little hard for me to watch because of the PTSD of being over there, but I think you'd enjoy it. I'll try to check that out, Philip. Thank you. tipsofthenewsjunkie.com, and Melanie emails the show. She says, I was watching the after show stream. By the way, another bonus stream unlocked by the awesome folks in chat this week. And I think this weekend when I do the bonus stream, Courtney might come in on that to join me for some fun and some videos that didn't make it on the show. So if you want to check that out, youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. This is Melanie saying, I'm watching the after show stream, and you were talking about a lady who got massive fines for barely parking on her grass. I thought for sure she'd be in Deltona, but it was in Lantana, Florida. Yes, it was. As she said, here our code enforcement is well known for targeting people who speak out about local issues or have negative interactions with our city officials, especially the mayor. That's corrupt. Just thought I'd share that. It's only a matter of time before you see a story just like that, but from Deltona, Florida. Have a great night, but thanks for everything I do. Or everything you do. Y'all do. The emailer says. Real quick, C-Lane, bring the story up on this. Lantana homeowners grass fines. All right? The story that I talked about briefly, I don't do a lot of stories. It's more just like viral clips and fun stuff on the bonus streams. But the story that I went over was so wild to me, and anybody that was watching that it's worth repeating here. It was in Lantana, Florida. A woman was parking her tires like an inch or two on the grass in her yard, and she was getting a fine every day, and she wasn't aware of it for a long period of time. And the final fine that they gave her for parking like an inch on her grass and then having her fence was damaged by a storm, the fine that the HOA put on her was just crazy. Did you find this?
Yeah, it wasn't an HOA. This is city code violations.
Maybe it was like the actual city enforcing the code violations. That's what it was, actually.
And it said the homeowner, Sandy Martinez, accrued over $165,000 in fines, including over $100,000 specifically for parking vehicles with tires partially on her grass due to city code violations, which imposes a fine of $250 a day for parking on residential lawns. Now, 100,000 divided by 250 means she did this for 400 days without knowing.
Yeah,
shouldn't you be
get a little
alerted?
flyer or something?
She said she got notified at the beginning, but then she didn't know it was a continuous thing. So she thought she could just fix it and be past the problem. But they said even being 2 inches on her grass was against the fine, and they kept adding on the fine every day until the grass fine for 2 or 3 inches under the grass was over $100,000. And then the fence fine, which she eventually fixed the fence, was a whole bunch of money too. And the total was, what'd you say? $165,000. And a judge said the fines weren't excessive and that she has to pay them. And I'm like, oh my God. Like,
I
holy
would cow. move, right? And if you
That's
move,
crazy.
are they going to follow you?
It doesn't matter. You still owe the city that much money. They put a lien on the house. Yeah, they put a lien on this woman's house.
You wouldn't be able to sell it.
You wouldn't be able to sell your house unless
That's
you pay off the
crazy.
money you owe. And that, like, then you can't even sell your house because what's her house worth in Lantana with 160 grand knocked off it? Anyhow, that was a crazy story. And I thought that the judge was wrong in saying that wasn't an excessive penalty for somebody who was like, I think she's a nurse who makes $60,000 a year. Or 40, maybe 40,000, whatever the number was. I think it might have been 40,000 because I said it would take her 4 years just paying the fines to pay off the fines that she has. 4 years of all of her income just to pay the fine. Okay, quick break. We're running behind. When we come back, we'll get into something that is very, very upsetting. High school students have been told they can't do something, all right? And they're very upset about this. And it's not what you're thinking. What is it? We're going to find out together. And more is coming in on the Nancy Guthrie missing persons case. Bombshells by the minute. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Congratulations, Michael. You just won $1,000 from Real Radio.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool.
Who's next? Your chance to win is minutes away, courtesy of Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
If you're just starting off your commute or going to grab a bite to eat, you won't be running into too much trouble on.
Hello, folks. Welcome behind the scenes.
Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center in James, Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Florida.
Stand by, be right there.
Did you know that by 2031, 72% of all jobs will require higher education? Now's the time to invest in your child's future, and the smartest way to save for college is with the Florida Prepaid Plan. Open enrollment is now today.
For most people, winning $1,000 makes their day better. We here at Real Radio know this from experience because we've given away over $375,000 to our listeners. $1,000 at a time. Would you be next? Listen for the keyword, enter it at realradio.fm. Answer your phone if it rings. Once again, this national contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts in Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios.
All right, folks.
After an accident, just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com.
Hello, Tanya. Hello, everybody.
This is WTKS-FM, HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, guaranteed human.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts in Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
These days, you've got two choices. Buying a new car or making the one you've got run like new. We know which one we choose. That's why at Firestone Complete Auto Care, we have
All right. How are we on a Wednesday? Hey, YouTube. Hey, Twitch. Hey to everybody streaming over on Kick. Hello, Kick.com. Good to see you today. 3 minutes and we're back live on the show. We haven't even gotten into the person who was detained by police in the Nancy Guthrie case. And it's confusing as to whether or not this was a really significant lead or just more bungling of the police work. They did get a judge-signed warrant for this person's house. You don't get those for nothing. But the guy says they got it all wrong. I'm just a DoorDash driver. Who's telling the truth? Where did the tip come from? We'll get into all that. Any new ICE stories out there? It seems like they fell off. They did fall off. Yeah, the only story was people were trying to get mad about cops harassing some young kid in his car as he filmed, and I think it was like ICE officers or somebody else who was nearby, and it turned out the teenager had like a gun and a whole bunch of drugs on him or something. So that story wasn't really something worthy of outrage. The rest of it's calmed down. Tom Homan has done a good job of turning down the heat and refocusing ICE efforts in cities that want to take part, cities that want to go after these folks, especially folks who are like violent criminals or engaging in criminal activity. And it seems like it's kind of died down as a drama for at least the time being. But who knows? Maybe it'll be back. And the Pumpkin Spice Mafia at the yoga studio? That crazy bitch. Man, the main lady who filmed that, like, woo! That is, like, it's mental illness on display that I keep seeing among, like, 40-something-year-old rich white women. There's a lot of them that end up in this category where they just get rabid in the political world. Very weird. Okay, we're coming back right now. A lot of feedback coming in. Hello to everybody. Thank you for being with us today. I appreciate you. They don't, but I do. Welcome in. All right, here we go. Coming back.
Time or second job gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Happy. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1.
The only show brave enough to admit we Google half this stuff. This is the news.
As per usual, forget the same 3 songs over and over and over again. Hang out with us. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. The kids are complaining these days. First, they want to protest. They want to go out during school hours and protest. And a lot of the schools say, hey, I don't know, maybe it's a better idea that you kids actually learn to read and write. Seems like there is not a lot of that going on these days. And that kind of fades out of the headlines a little bit. And now, this is a very particular thing, I'll tell you very quickly, before we get on to a big, juicy Olympics scandal that's rolling in. But the kids are pissed off. They're mad.
We're not gonna.
They're mad. The kids in Seattle, Washington are mad because they've decided to have the Super Bowl parade during school, and they won't let school out.
Oh, that's not fair.
And all the kids are like, why can't we celebrate?
Where are they doing it at? The streets?
Yeah, just a regular street parade thing like they do after your team wins the Super Bowl. But it's on a weekday, and it's during school, and the kids are raging like, why can't we get out of school? And the superintendent goes up there and, hey, pounds on the podium and goes, here's the deal. I want you to know, I want you in school learning things.
Boo.
You're not going to the Super Bowl parade, you losers.
Boo. They're not
right.
going to pay attention in school.
Why not? If they don't, whip them. Or don't whip them. But, just whip them into shape, basically. Metaphorically whip them.
Verbally.
Some of them really physically whip them. But most of them only metaphorically whip them into shape. Get back in the classroom, you little whiner. We had to do it. All of us had to do it. We had to go through elementary school, which was kind of a good time, honestly. And then middle school, which was a little awkward and then started to get a little bully-like.
Hey.
And then high school, which was like a total catastrophe, considering I went to one of the worst schools in the country and bounced out of that one very quickly.
Now consider your time in all 3 of those things. And did any championship parades happen?
No, because the Florida teams didn't win anything barely during that time. Not until I was an adult. And even if they did, the kids would be like, we want to go to the parade. No, you already get a whole summer off, okay? You get the whole summer. When the summer happens, you do all the summer stuff.
Go to the parade.
No,
they're celebrating the big win.
Stop with it. Why do you guys treat these kids this way? Get in school,
It's one
learn.
day.
You only have to stay in school for 6 hours a day?
You
Go
tell us.
to school. Go to school and learn, please.
It
You will
brings up
regret the
morale.
rest.
Let them do it.
For
Why
the
not?
rest of your life. I don't care about the morale of these little kids. They got
Exactly.
enough stuff going on. I want them learning. I don't care if they're mad that they didn't get to go to the Super Bowl
They're not
parade.
going to learn if they're mad.
Yes,
you've
they
been
are.
there. You've been in school when you are not in the mood to learn, and you won't, especially
They
if
just didn't show up.
all of your peers
Yeah. And
want to do one thing.
I ruined my entire high school experience 3 times before saying, I got to fix this. And going back to high school and getting my high school diploma. Shouts out to North Tech. Not there any RIP to the RIP to the school. But
that's where you Billy Madison your way through things?
No, not really.
Back
it was
to school.
It was a normal high school, but not normal. It was a normal high school, but just made for people like me who wanted to just get the work done.
Is there a uniform?
Get their high school diploma. No uniform. You could leave for lunch.
Detention?
You got there's no detention. This was like going to college and getting detention. You go to college, you miss a class. The teacher doesn't care if you miss a class. You paid for it. You're wasting your money.
Fail your ass.
Yeah, so then you got to pay for it again. The punishment is you got to do this over and over, and your GPA falls. But in this case, it was like, you don't want to do your work? See you later. Enjoy flipping burgers for the rest of your life, or whatever the punishment is. And so I put it together. I put it together. These kids don't deserve a Super Bowl parade. Half of them don't even care about football, all right? They just want any excuse to get out of school. Let's keep them in school for now. Then when you're done with school, you get to take on the real world and go to all the Super Bowl parties. This is just the way life goes. There's too many softies like these two. Celine and Sabrina, like every time.
I ain't no softie. I'm realistic.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's
no
not
idea
realistic.
What you're talking about.
Realistic is go to school like everybody else went to school. That's realistic. Soft
you didn't
is
even
like,
go to school. We were just talking about
and look
it.
at the lesson I learned. No better person than me to impart this knowledge.
You don't know how to have fun.
I'm not a curmudgeon. It's not that I don't know how to have fun.
Let them go and see the parade.
You are a part of the problem, okay? The problem
like to have a good time? Celebrate
the problem
sports?
is the reason why we have so many kids in the United States of America who can't read or write is because we have so many reasons that we give for them to do anything other than read or write.
So put some letters on the damn float. I don't know what to tell you.
We have a million excuses that we give them, and we just graduate them so we can have 100% graduation rates, even though some of them can't read the word cat when it's spelled out in front of them. If your school has perfect grades across the mark, then if you're on the honor roll, then you can go to the parade, okay? I don't care. But all the other kids, and those are the kids who want to go. Those are the kids who want to go, the dummies who aren't learning any of this stuff, okay? I'm about to ban a whole bunch of you in chat, by the way. All you people
disagreeing with you?
No, they're not disagreeing with me. They're trying to take shots at me right now. They're saying Sean on his period this week. Which is just stupid because if you two run the world is going to go to hell in a handbasket far worse than it is now.
Are you talking to, Chat or us?
I'm talking to you.
Why?
I'm talking to you because these are terrible ideas. There needs to be structure. People need to learn things. People need to be disciplined. And when that happens, everything goes better. There's a better outcome.
You were just yelling at Chat. How did that turn back around on us?
He's yelling at everybody.
They're related.
So you are on
They're
your period.
related. Those two things are related. I'm not on my period, no. But I don't care if these kids can't go to the Super Bowl parade, for God's sake. I mean, Jesus, you've got enough things going on. Just enjoy your lives and go to school and flirt with people and gossip about other kids and learn things and then go home. That's the way to do it. Let me know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com or tips at thenewsjunkie.com. This is all, honest to God, from me learning lessons and trying to impart them on other kids who are probably going to make the same damn mistakes. If you want to be successful in your life, you have to have a vision for where you want to go, and you have to work hard, and you have to try to chase after whatever kind of success in life is going to make you happy. That's the most important thing in the world, not going to that Super Bowl parade, all right? Reading is going to be top of the list for me. Let's go over to this super awkward Olympic controversy. This is a really strange one. I don't know if you guys saw this or not.
I saw one that sounded pretty damn awkward, and I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
The skier guy?
A confession that was made?
Yeah.
Does it have to do with the private area?
No. This guy, this person, Sturla Holm, this guy from Norway, he won the bronze medal.
Not even the gold.
He won the bronze, and they're interviewing him on TV after his win, and he's like, yeah, I'm excited that I won. I'm excited I'm at the Olympics, but I cheated on my girlfriend, and I love her so much, and I just want her to take me back. And which, by the way, like, if you're the one who's doing the cheating, now you're putting her out there.
That's so embarrassing.
And she's like, she goes into the attention target.
Maybe he thinks this is like the the High School Movie style grand gesture.
Then he would have won gold.
Do it like this is his chance. He can say whatever he wants during this interview because he just won a bronze medal. And he goes, I'm going to take this time. We're going to use up my time on the woman I love, even though I cheated on her. because that's, what's going to tell her. That's what's going to show her that I really am committed to this now.
What is this? Never been kissed? Is it Julia Gulia? What's this guy is he's weird. Why are you talking about your cheating on your partner?
I'm saying this is what he thinks. He thinks this is going to be the winning move here. I don't know that it is.
Plot twist. Wow. She got with the gold medal guy.
We know because she's chimed in. We have an update from her.
Fun.
But first him. Here he is talking about this. All right, I'll turn it up. Your Olympic bronze medal. How do you feel? It's huge. It's my first Olympic medal. Okay. I want to thank everyone who has helped me along the way, he said. The Waxers for a great day of skiing, my whole family for supporting me. So far, so good. And there's someone I want to share this with. All right. Okay. So that's when you're like, all right, you thanked your family. You thanked all the people here at the Olympics.
Oh, it's a sweet thing that's going to come after that, right?
But then, and there's someone I want to share this with who may not be watching today. Oh, he pulls out a note. I think he's looking at a note. 6 months ago, I met the love of my life. He's crying. The most beautiful, wonderful person in the world. And 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life and cheated on her.
Oh, gosh.
And that's all I've been thinking about for a week.
That's why I got bronze.
Red flag. Red flag.
It's like,
this is so there was only a 6 month relationship, or I guess 3 months?
It was a short relationship, the love of his life, and he cheated on her, and he's crumbling and crying at the Olympics after winning the bronze, talking about this person he cheated on. It's been the worst week of my life. So I had a gold medal in life. I'm sure there are many people out there now who see me in a different light. But I only have eyes for her.
Now.
I'm not quite sure what I want to say here now. Well,
Stop saying.
God, he's like that attorney yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Can we cut? Can we cut? I think we need to cut, please. Why do you want to cut? Because I just said a lot of things and I can't take them back right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
my God.
Cringe. And you said that she responded?
She responded. She responded. Wait. He said it's been the worst week of my life.
So wait, the math isn't great here. He met the girl 6 months ago.
Cheated on her 3 months in.
3 months in, he cheated, but she's the love of his life. And this has been the worst week? How long did the cheating go on? When did he get caught?
It doesn't say. I don't know, but that's an interesting question. And I would say an important one.
Why is this week the worst week of your life? I'm sorry, you're competing in the Olympics and you won a bronze medal. That's got to be something.
Yeah, but now she's roped into this. Sturla Legrade's ex-girlfriend has responded after he publicly admitted to cheating during the Olympics in this awkward moment. The ex-girlfriend says, "It's hard to forgive, even after a declaration of love in front of the whole world. I did not choose to end up in this situation, and it hurts to have to be in it. We have been in contact, and he is aware of my views on this." It's like, dude, did you maybe make a second mistake by doing the whole proclaiming your love and apologizing for cheating?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. But I do want to put it out there. What do you think, everybody? Chat, dispatchers, email. Romantic or cringe? Which one of those do you land on here? Romantic or cringe? Was this a romantic gesture from a man who made a mistake, like C-Lane was saying, something out of a movie? Or was this cringe for him to bring her up, and now it's awkward and they got to go, so what do you think?
Well, there's probably going to be some reporters. Someone reaches out to her. Any response to your weird ex-boyfriend who got that bronze?
Well, that's literally what happened. She said it's hard to forgive, even after a declaration of love in front of the whole world. I did not choose to end up in this situation, and it hurts. She said it hurts to have to be in it.
Man, they were really in love for 3 months, huh?
That is so strange to me. I think, this is a personal thing. Win the bronze and go, there's somebody that's really in my thoughts, in my heart right now, but I'm going to have a personal conversation with them. Thanks to everybody. I'm proud to have gotten the medal here for Norway. God bless and have a great night. See you later, Olympics. And then the camera goes off. And then you get on the phone and go, hey, I didn't want to bring you up by name or anything, and I didn't want to say anything, but I've just been struggling this whole time with me cheating. I made such a mistake, and I love you, and I want you back.
But
private phone call.
Him crying like that and saying that sentiment, you know that he has called her in the last 3 months 400 times, right?
Probably. She
Back to
said he
back.
knows how I feel.
Letters,
he knows how
flowers,
I feel about this.
nonstop.
That's very strange. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Was it romantic or cringe? Let us know. When we come back, more updates on the Nancy Guthrie case that is entering day 11 here. A lot of emails, people chiming in on the topics that we've discussed so far. We got to get down on what happened in Canada that's pretty crazy. A lot on the way, and it's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Because y'all said I wasn't cool this week.
Hello, welcome behind the scenes on the show.
Too much trouble on the major roadways. Traffic is up to speed on most of them, although on I-4 through that celebration area, there's still some...
How are you? How you doing?
Between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland.
Welcome in.
No accidents tying you up or slowing you down. No surprises affecting your ride, but if you do see traffic troubles...
Hey, everybody on Kick.com. Welcome in. Good to have you here on board today.
676-8477 from the
Hello?
traffic center. James
Hi.
I'm going to go to the wine.
You're going to go to Total Wine?
Yes.
What are you, an alcoholic?
No.
It's 12 o'clock.
I have to get the THCs.
Why do you have to get it today?
Because we're all out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You going to Publix?
No.
Good.
I need to go to Petco and get some litter.
That's fine. Get what you have to get. All right. Be safe out there. See you later, alligator. Bye. What? Oh, it shows the thumbnail on the Apple Watch? That's cool. If I can make it so you can see what's going on in a thumbnail that small, then that's like mission accomplished. Ryan says, look at her getting your weed drink. So nice. I'm going to start doing a new thing where when you people in chat, you know exactly who I'm talking about right now. When you people in chat start going like, Sean, get out of here. Sean's a curmudgeon. Can't wait till this happens. Can't wait till... I'm going to start banning all of you. I put in work, effort, love, time, and more into this show every single day. And the Sean haters are about to be evaporated. Only Team Sean will remain. All right? You're on warning right now. You're on ice. You're on... The warning is there. You're on notice. You people, yes, you people. If there are any anti-Sean people in chat, just know you're on borrowed time. Okay? You're on borrowed time, and you will be zapped and neutralized eventually. We will have agreement on one thing, and that is that Sean equals good. Couple of minutes and we're back live on the show. Big shout out to our man Gene, who's running the camera today in the studio. He's been holding down his job for a little over a week now, I think. Whoa, whoa, whoa! And he's been doing quite a spectacular job at it, minus 2 mistakes. Kokomo says, Team Sean, thank you. Here's how this is going to work. Team Sean people will be rewarded for their input and their respect and their kindness. Team Not Sean will be isolated and purged and disciplined. Make your choice now. I'm watching. Team Sean or Team Not Sean? If you're on Team Sean, we're good. Don't care what's going on. If you disagree on certain things, all of that's fine. We'll get past all of it. Team Sean, we're good to go. Team Not Sean, I'm watching you. Full Team Sean? Good. Good. Can it really be a team if there's only one? Yes, we're on the team together. You know what teams we're battling, friend? all of the other streamers on planet Earth, all of the other streamers, we're on a team together to battle those streamers. Team Sean or Team Gone? Thank you. I'll steal that. You're either Team Sean or you're Team Gone around here. I'm Team Rick Sean. That ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna do it. Team Not Sean, 2 tickets to Pound Town. You're on the list. You're on the list. What if I'm Team Scene? I'll allow it. I'll allow it. If you don't like me for some particular reason, and you only kind of want to be on Team Sean, you can be on Team Scene, and that is acceptable. We'll allow. I'll allow it. Crazy Drunk Cat Lady, right on the edge of being banned. Right on the edge of being banned. Stream War seems like the men's room. True. Let me ask you guys a question, personal question before we get back to the show. We'll get into all this stuff, okay? Personal question. I guess this only applies to men, but we'll apply it to men and women here just because. Let's say you wake up in the middle of the night. Last night I woke up at 3 o'clock or 3:30 or something, and I had to pee. When you wake up, it's in the middle of the night, and you go into the bathroom to pee. Do you turn on the light? Yes or no? Yes or no, do you turn on the light when it's the middle of the night and you have to pee? Because I don't like turning on the light because it'll wake me up too much, or at least that's my theory. And so I'm lifting up the seat and I'm trying to pee into the toilet without peeing all over everything, and I think I might have gotten some on the toilet seat. So now I have like toilet paper and I'm trying to clean the toilet seat and all of this, and I'm like, I probably could have just turned the light on and avoided a lot of this action. Do you turn the light on for that in the middle of the night pee? No, no, no. Yeah, I agree. It just messes up your sleep, right? There's a night light? I don't have a night light. I don't.
iHeartRadio is celebrating the stars of the 2026
I don't.
Winter Games. Lake City, Minnesota produced Taylor Heisey, the explosive new fit in hockey.
All right, we're coming back.
This month, iHeartRadio is celebrating the stars of the 2026 Winter Games. Lake City, Minnesota produced Taylor Heisey, the explosive new face of American hockey. After dominating the collegiate level and world championships, the dynamic forward makes her long-awaited Olympic debut in Milano Cortina. Known for her blazing speed and lethal wrist shot, Heisey adds a dangerous new weapon to an already stacked Team USA roster. She hits the ice ready to prove that the next generation of greatness has officially arrived. For more Winter Games gold, search Olympics on the iHeartRadio app.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Happy, Happy. Happy. Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Helping to spread awareness, or whatever the new buzz term is. We're not actually doing any.
I want to see what you think about it. All that details coming up in just a moment here on the show. Want to learn more about the live stream radio show, podcast, however you ingest this on this particular radio station, baby, at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get into some of the actual Super Bowl ratings are in now and some interesting information around that we'll talk about in a moment. But I was just chatting with the stream people. Strangely enough, that'll make sense in a second here. But I asked a question, personal question, and I just expect complete honesty from everybody on this. And I've like been debating making a change, minor change in my life. When I wake up in the middle of the night, like let's say it's 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
Witching hour.
It is pitch black outside, and I have that moment where I got to wake up, and certainly Sealand probably had one of these last night after all that THC he drank.
I did. I had to pee. I didn't want to, and then I did. I woke up at 3 something because the baby started crying.
Oh God!
And I was still high. I was like, I do not want to deal with this.
Baby?
Too high for the baby. Put him back in the garage. I can't deal with it right now. I know that you went through this then last night, worse than me, far worse than I did. But the first thing you do, and you already admitted this, C-Late, is if you have to pee and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, you start bargaining with yourself. You're like, maybe, I just want to go to sleep. I don't need to do this now. I'll put this off. I'll be fine.
The amount of time that I take to convince myself you probably won't pee yourself.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Totally.
Is there like a physical thing that men have to do during that?
Pegels. We do Pegels.
It's not necessarily escalating to that point, Sabrina, but it's like right before it. It's right before it where you go, I could hold it, but I'm sleeping. I know I'm not going to pee the bed, but I really have to pee right now. And so you make the decision and you go, all right, I'm going to pee. When you do this, the question that I was asking to the chat people, I'll ask to you, Sealand and Sabrina now. Do you guys, if you have a middle of the night session where you have to pee real quick, do you turn on the light?
No.
No?
I have to. That means I will go, because I have a bathroom in my room, and that I will not turn the light on. But I'll just go to the other bathroom and turn the light on.
So
I'm going to hurt myself.
You'll go a little further, turn on the bathroom so you can see what you're doing, and then you go to the bathroom and there and come back. I'm so worried, and I don't know if there's any science to this. I'm so worried that if I turn the light on, it's going to wake me up too much.
No, absolutely. That's definitely a concern.
And I'm trying to stay in this zombie-like state when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm making my way to the bathroom and I get in there. And
but you fall asleep on the toilet. That's happened once or twiise.
No, I've never done that
back
before.
in that sleep.
Yeah, I go right back to sleep.
Not in years for me. That was 2 houses ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I go as quickly as I can in the dark, and then I try to go right back to sleep so I can seamlessly get back to, what I was doing, or maybe even the dream that I was in or something. But as of last night, I tried to do this, and I'm like, is this going in the toilet? I got the toilet seat up. I'm like, I don't know. Is this going on the toilet seat? And then I said, do most people turn on the lights or go in the dark because they're worried about the same thing that I am? Because I swear to myself, Sean, if you turn on the light and then properly know that you're not peeing all over the place, because sometimes after I go, it'll wake Courtney up and then she'll have to go and I'll be like, uh-oh.
Such a loud pee.
Good luck in there. I just peed all over everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what I hid and what I didn't
I close the toilet seat lid every time. That is now a routine, or it's automatic because of what we learned about toilet plume.
If I'm getting up to pee in the middle of the night, it's a sit down.
Yeah?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not trying to worry about aiming. Now, occasionally, just if it's too dark in there, I have like the bathroom, like that's in the primary bedroom. I have the master bathroom. And then that has a closet that juts out of that. And sometimes I'll turn on the light to the closet, but not the bathroom. I don't go in there. I'm not going in the closet, but enough light is going to kind of reflect around there and just give me enough of a glow that I'm not directly getting too woken up.
Like an in-between. You're like, there's some light in the area so I can see my feet on the ground.
I want my pupils to stay big.
Yeah, some of you are weird, though. There does need to be a purge in this chat. Some of you are weird. Why don't you just pee in the shower?
What?
That's weird.
What are you talking about?
That's going to wake me up more if I pee in the shower, and then I'm like trying to make sure it's all showered down the drain or something.
I'm about to blow y'all's minds, and I'm sorry I didn't mention this before. It was a Christmas gift last year. I have a sensor disco ball in the guest bathroom toilet.
A disco ball?
So every time that there's any sort of motion, there is a disco party in the toilet bowl. Therefore, you could see it. Nowhere to pee.
Inside the toilet.
Inside the toilet.
Oh.
But once you're around, once you're like, you know where the toilet's at. Once it sees your butt.
So there's a light on the rim. See, you're not encountering as many issues as I am on account of I'm standing up. I'm standing up, and I'm worried about.
No, it'll still disco for you. I'm gonna get that for your birthday.
No, but it's pitch black. I don't have the disco ball, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm hitting here. I hear water. I think sometimes
I just felt it on my knees. All right.
I'm literally. I kid you not, folks. I'm closing my eyes. I will close my eyes so I'm closer.
Brave, man.
To that sleep state, and then I go, well, now I've made a mess here, I think, and if Courtney has to go next, I don't want to have to sit and pee. That's disgusting. So now I'm cleaning it up and then washing my hands. I'm like, maybe I should have just turned the light on to begin with. Could have saved a lot of time. I could have really fixed this for myself. But if that's something you struggle with too, please join me in your confessions over at tips@thenewsjunkie.com or a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. Real quick, on the Super Bowl, last Super Bowl update, probably, I saw that the ratings were finally in. Now, there's a weird thing where there was a news story that said what the ratings were, and at the time, I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was very quick. NBC Sports had put something out, like 135.
I thought it was CBS that had put out the first thing, which didn't even make sense at all because they weren't even broadcasting it. But whoever released the first thing, they don't have ratings like a couple hours after the Super Bowl, certainly not any ratings that anybody talks about. So I was wondering why anybody ran with that and why that was everybody was talking about it. I feel like there was just so many people who wanted to do a Bad Bunny is the most popular party that they were just like, biggest Super Bowl ever. And wait, hold on. You get the 24 plus one or whatever the hours are that Nielsen releases. You don't get them for a full day afterwards. That's when you get the ratings on the Super Bowl and who was viewing it. And NBC, I think the original report was at 135 million, which would have made it like the most watched Super Bowl. That was not accurate. That was off by over 10 million viewers. It was 124 or 25 million people that watched this Super Bowl. And the halftime performance was also down from last year. So Kendrick Lamar was actually more popular in terms of viewers. And the Super Bowl viewership was down. And this will shock precisely no one in almost all markets, save for Seattle. And I think New England too. But save for Seattle, the second half, including like the third and fourth quarters, were dropping. People were like bored with the game and they were just tuning out and they were getting out of there at the end of the game. It was not as well viewed as last year's Super Bowl. And the numbers fell off at a couple points. Most of it was like in the third quarter. Somebody says literally all sports, NFL regular season and playoffs included, have been seeing crazy increases in ratings this year with the new Nielsen methodology, which is a whole thing. I can explain it if anybody actually cares, but you probably don't. For Super Bowl ratings to go down from last year is something the NFL is assuredly not happy about. I don't know if it goes to that extreme. I think they're probably still happy with the numbers. They were also happy that they broke all of their previous social media records. And again, no surprise here, over 50% of the views on the social media content came from outside the United States, from South America and Central America is where most of those social viewers that exploded came from.
Well, also I read somewhere that the NFL's social posts were largely about the halftime show and not as much about the game, which honestly, that's because the more exciting part of the broadcast.
You could like post about a field goal? Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Screw the halftime show. You need better narratives to make the game more exciting. People were tuning out because they were
show
bored.
The streaker. That would have bumped some numbers.
Yeah, they don't like to do that. But there's a group here that has like more details about the actual moments that people were tuning out. And I'll get into that in a bit here on the show as we roll on a little more. But we want to hear from you. Get those dispatches and emails in. Still so much on deck on a very busy Wednesday. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Kid Rock has weighed in on the did he, didn't he, it really looked like he did lip sync the boogie. Say goodbye to the divide and controversy of the Super Bowl halftime show because Dave Draymond is here to save the day or make it much worse. Plus, leave Britney cashing the F out alone. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeart.
Hello.
The guy had a good point. Hey, we're all wearing our Puerto Rico hats here. It would have been nice if you would have told us that you were going to switch so we could have made other accommodations. Instead, took our money. Let us eat and drink here, and then just turn the shit off at halftime.
Did they leave any of the TVs on there?
I don't think they did.
Okay, then that's stupid. That's just dumb.
Yeah. But aside from it being stupid, it's a dick move. It's not that it's dumb. This person probably did not want the Bad Bunny halftime show on. But no warning, no
Yeah. Well, I think if the bar said hey, some number of these people don't want to watch the Bad Bunny performance, we'll put another TV or two on the other thing just so everybody's happy. That would be normal. But not putting any of them on it is you're making a statement by not putting any of them on. So of course people are gonna be mad.
I'll find the clip in a little bit.
Please do.
Message to reach
Breaking news! Breaking news! Team Sean, breaking news rolling in. Federal agents are back to going door to door searching in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood today. So they moved from Annie Guthrie's neighborhood now to Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood, door to door over there. Just a little Team Sean update for you. Thank you for your service. Bob Barker, thanks you. What are you, spaying and neutering? What are you doing? My favorite Bob Barker thing is that he bought one of the Whale Wars yachts that they used to go after the whaling companies. It was like the SS Bob Barker with their stinky cheese and stuff. Bob Barker was pretty crazy. He was radical. He wanted those whales alive. I don't know if that's radical, though. I'm not really for the whale hunting either, so if that's radical, I'm in. I'm Team Sit. Ooh. That's not good. Ship's not a yacht? Yeah, they were pretty big. I don't know what the breakdown is when you call something a yacht or a ship or whatever. All right, 2 minutes, and we're back live on the show, Team Sean. How about crouch compromise? Wow, Sean, you're anti other people's culture? Where are you getting that from? Space Coast Chick says, yeah, the sports bar I went to, most TVs had Bad Bunny without sound and one or two TVs on Turning Points USA with sound. I was saying to C-Lane, if somebody said, well, our audience, there's people who want this and people want that, we think the majority of people want the official halftime show, so let's put that on. But just in case somebody complains, we'll be like, hey, there's a couple of TVs over there. If you want to watch those, you guys can watch that halftime show. It's fine, smart business. But if you, and even just saying the other thing is like a streaming thing and we don't really feel like bringing it up on the TVs here, we're just going to have the official halftime show. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. That's also fine. But I think if you go all the way in the other direction and don't have the official halftime show at all, of course you're going to get people who complain. The USS Bob Barker is 171 feet long. Is that right? That's all. That's bigger than I thought even. I mean, that's a big ass boat. All right, we're coming back.
Who better to help you than the top voices in well-being?
Team Sean, keep the momentum going. Keep it going.
First audiobook free when you sign up for a
We're bigger and better than everybody else.
Audible.com/wellbeing.
Stay by.
On Audible.
Kickstart your well-being journey with your first audiobook free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com/wellbeing.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the new...
Entertainment and beyond. Welcome in to the world's most viral newsroom. This is the News Junkie, and you can learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we're going to get to your feedback. I haven't played any dispatches, but they are queued up, and there's some good ones in there, including thank you for sending some video dispatches. I'll play those up in a minute. Love seeing those. Oops. And we also got emails, tons of emails. All the feedback that's been coming in over the last couple hours on the show, I'll start to work it in after some juicy gossip at the beginning of the next segment. Right now, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I want to take a selfie with that huge ass. Erect.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com. That's his website. That's where you get direct access to the expert and friend that you could trust, especially when it comes to those big life decisions like refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, HELOCs, reverse mortgages, starting a business, expanding your business. Saw a headline today. There are more real estate agents than there are houses for sale.
Wow.
So...
Jeez. A lot of real estate agents.
Complicated and maybe a little screwy. So why not work with someone who knows what he's doing and has thousands of 5-star reviews to prove that? So go to thatmortgageguyDon.com to get the process started today.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
40 years ago, 1986, this guy right here, lead singer.
Boy George.
Boy George is right. And he guest starred on an episode of this show right here. Pity the Fool, Pity the Fool.
A-Team?
A-Team is right.
Boy George was on the A-Team?
Oh, yes, he was. It was one episode on this day in 1986.
It's a weird fit.
What is the actual title of this episode? No Googling. Was it... Chameleon Commando, I Pity the Fool Who Doesn't Really Want to Hurt Me, A-Team Dream, or Mr. T vs. the Hat Collection?
A-Team Dream.
A-Team Dream?
Both of you are incorrect. It was Cowboy George.
That wasn't one of the...
I know, it was a little trick.
Wait, what kind of...
Gotcha. Trick question.
All right.
Also some fun facts.
I am so tricked.
Yeah.
Financial incentive when it came to this episode 40 years ago. Boy George agreed to the guest spot primarily because he was offered a significant amount of money, which he found alluring. That amount, nearly $100,000.
Damn.
For a guest spot on the A-Team?
In 1986. So
that's insane.
I imagine this was before that whole handcuffed a prostitute to his wall because he tried to steal from him, right?
Maybe they thought he needed the money.
You think if Boy George was walking down the road and had no like makeup or anything on,
nope,
think you would recognize that person? You think?
Do we even have a picture of him without his look?
It would be like Robert Smith from The Cure. I think Robert Smith from The Cure with no makeup or anything on, other than the hair. I'm like, oh, that kind of weird hair like Robert Smith from The Cure.
He hasn't washed it in years.
Yeah, it's very, very strange.
Not so strange, and I guess a lot less money than Boy George got 40 years ago. I wanted to give a shout out while we have the time here.
It just looks like a bald guy with some facial hair.
Wait, you have it?
Yeah.
Show the picture, please.
Boy George?
Yeah, the Google Boy George without makeup.
without makeup. They never thought we'd be doing this today.
Neither did I. I'm sure it takes a lot of time, too.
Oh, my God, you're right.
I want to see what?
He looks like Uncle Fester or something. He's
so
just
maybe
a bald
it's
guy.
the goatee.
Yeah.
The old flavor saver we have to look out for.
He's got some tats nowadays. He's got a couple of tats on the side of his face, a peace sign and a cross and stuff.
And what rhymes with tats? Cats. Very quickly.
True.
Big time supporter of the show, listener of the show, Sam Songbird. She has a cat, and this cat has no eyes. And her name is Lucia. Get it? Because she can't see anything? And Sam comes to karaoke, has been for years, and I got introduced to Lucia, who is really cool and is in a carriage and is now in second place for America's favorite cat.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, America's favorite pet.
That's even better.
AmericasFavePet.com. And I think today might be the last day to vote. So this is my call out. Give some support because she has put in the care for this cat. Save the cat from getting euthanized. And it has no eyes.
Wait, if you don't win America's favorite pet, you get the juice?
Yeah, pretty much. If you don't vote, the cat dies.
Wow.
No, I'm saying Sam adopted the cat and has given the cat great care, put the cat in this contest, and now in second place with tens of thousands of other contestants. So if you go to AmericasFavePet.com, look for Lucia. You can't miss it. It's the cat without eyes. And maybe they could be in the cover of Modern Cat and 10,000 Buckaroos for more cat care. So shout out to Lucia. I hope you win. Maybe they'll give the cat some eyes.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do that, but it'd be nice.
Those are sewn shut for sure. Now let's go to someone with eyes and ears, and I feel like mostly eyes. We all agreed that Kid Rock was lip syncing during the TP halftime All-American show.
Of all of the damn clips of this I've seen, I never actually listened to him sing other than 1 second or two. So I don't know. By all means,
let's play it and maybe have a reassurance of where we all stand with it. Now, Kid Rock did sit down with Laura Ingraham on Fox News to respond to people saying that his halftime performance was lip sync. I'm also very curious to what he has to say because it seemed like when he pulled away the microphone.
Turning Point's halftime show thing. I'm looking
and
for...
skip 40 seconds. 40 seconds. It was him just doing the intro to Ba Wada Ba.
I don't know which one I'm supposed to... I just got a link to a story.
Oh, that was him talking to Laura Ingraham. But
I'll send you a link where you can find it.
Laura asked about his song Ba Wada Ba that appeared out of sync during the Turning Point USA halftime show. And he said it was out of sync. Cool. Then explained his DJ was filling in vocal parts off camera while he jumped around the stage.
Is he got a DJ
I think I have a clip of this. Let's see. All right. Well, he's not even singing into the mic right now.
Yep.
But I don't know if he usually sings that part.
No.
Yeah.
All right, we're watching. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
No mic.
Unless there's a sync issue. If there's a sync issue, whatever. But maybe the sync issue is that he's lip syncing, but it's not matching up at all. It's way off.
He said the problem showed up even in rehearsal edits and blamed a difficult production process, not lip syncing. He also put up a video on Instagram with his DJ explaining the process.
So he's saying
it's 2 seconds off, though. It's a lot off.
He's saying he was not lip syncing, but the which we were complaining about on Monday, the pre-canned aspect of this, the editing of it was what screwed him up.
That it was out of sync and that his DJ explained the process and it was him filling in the vocals. So that's, a creative excuse and take with what you will. At this point, I don't know what else we take his word for it or
maybe don't lean on people who make your product suck.
Maybe there's a DJ available now for hire.
Imagine if they really did it live then. It might have been a real mess if they actually did that thing live.
Drop up the boogie. And finally, this gal right here.
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears is right.
Here we go.
No.
And
makes me queasy.
She let something go all right, and that was her massive catalog. that has now been strucketh in a new deal. Now, we're getting rumors of how much exactly, but good God, if this is true. According to legal docs obtained by, you guessed it, TMZ, she has sold her ownership share of her catalog to Primary Wave. Now, unclear how much she was paid, but sources are describing landmark deal ballpark of $200 million.
Yeah, it's not surprising. She's got a lot of big songs.
She was managed by Cade Hudson. Cade.
Oh, wow. Wait, I was about to say, I did not know that piece of trivia.
Cade. C-A-D-E.
You really thought she made all that money from 27 dresses?
Yeah, really.
Or Fool's Gold. Put pen to paper to sell the music on December 30th, and we're just hearing about it now. She's happy with the sale and has been celebrating by spending time with her children. And if you're happy spending time watching the Boob Tube, here's the list for you. Olympic Winter Games. Go Sports. The Masked Singer on Fox. Episode 8 of Star Search on Netflix. Second season premiere of Cross. 10th season premiere of Love is Blind. And you can catch Nick Kroll on Kimmel. Follow your dreams of me on Instagram at Sabrina.
And the state that she is from,
they're all playing that old music though.
All the stuff I'm not surprised that it's worth the money. I'm surprised that somebody's allowed to like sign contracts and deals in that state. But of course, if they weren't, I guess they would be in a conservatorship, and then
somebody else would make the money.
That's where we started. That's where this whole thing started. But yeah, I actually am surprised it's not more than 200 million. She's got bangers.
Has anybody gotten granular on this idea of selling their music library where they're like, okay, you can have some of the later stuff, but if you want Baby One More Time, if you want Toxic,
hold those back.
You're going to have to pay a little more, or somebody else is going to get those 2 tracks and just, reap
they
those
didn't
benefits.
say what percentage of them it was, and like if she's holding on to any. But I had heard a lot of stories about her running out of money.
So they're saying
heard a lot of stories about Britney Spears just like burning through cash.
She's always out of town doing the dances in front of the camera. Says, you drive me crazy, Baby One More Time, Break the Ice, Circus, Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know, Every Time, Give Me More, If You Seek Amy, Prerogative, Oops, like the biggest bangers, I would say, is part of this deal.
Yeah.
And that makes her part of the group like Bieber, Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, Sting, Phil Collins, that have all sold like 80% or more of their stake.
Yeah, she doesn't have like the biggest catalog overall, but of that catalog, a lot of songs I think are ones that people will go, yep, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I know that. Yep, I think they would recognize a lot of them. All right, as we said, to your feedback when we come back, you're firing off emails. Keep those coming. tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Nancy Guthrie updates on the way. The situation in Canada, that is pretty shocking. Some of the reporting around this has been interesting. We'll get into all of that and more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Congratulations, Austin. You just won $1,000 from Real Radio.
That is amazing. Love it. Thank you.
Who's next? Your chance to win is minutes away, courtesy of Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center.
Welcome behind the scenes.
On I-4, you're still going to get caught up in delays east bend between Osceola Parkway and Sand Lake Road. There's some slowdowns.
Some breaking news.
No accidents tying you up or slowing you down. No surprises.
Team Sean, breaking news coming in.
Instant oil change, traffic tip line at 860.
I wonder sometimes what the military in the United States of America is telling the truth about and what they're lying about. But the U.S. military, first they shut down an airport. We'll get into it later. They said the airport's going to be shut down for like 10 days or something. And then the reasoning why they later revealed, they said was because the cartels had a bunch of drones up in the air. Now we learn the U.S. military engaged high-energy lasers to shoot down what appeared to be foreign drones near the southern border. The flying material turned out to be a party balloon. One balloon was shot down. So I don't know what to make of that, but if we're shooting laser beams at balloons, we probably need to take a beat, figure out what we're doing with our cartel intel. Something has gone wrong. We'll get into that airspace being shut down and why all that happened in a moment. More details on the Guthrie situation. TMZ received this note just before 5 a.m. this morning, or 8 a.m. our time on the East Coast. The sender claims to have been unsuccessful in reaching Savannah Guthrie's brother Cameron and her sister Annie by email and text. They said, if you want the name of the individual involved, then I want 1 Bitcoin to the following wallet. Time is more than relevant. I think this is just a mentally ill person, probably. It doesn't seem... Something's wrong about that. Something seems wrong. Uh-oh. Hang on. My Restream app crashed. There we go. Got you back. Got you back, Team Sean. All right, we got a couple of minutes, and we're back live on the show. Now it's time to, I think, get into the nitty-gritty. Let's get a little controversial. Let's whip things up. Let's have a little fun and sling some drama around. Hey, Zach, how are you? Angel says, idiots running the military. I mean, I don't know. It seems strange that you're blasting stuff out of the sky with a laser beam and then it turns out to be a party balloon. But I don't know yet whether the coverage is solid. So we're going to take a look at this. Bootsy is being funny today, and I love it. I had a conversation with Bootsy yesterday, and I said, Bootsy, you know, you're a prominent member of Team Sean and a regular Twitcher, and I'm going to need you to stop with the moist posting. If you could stop that and try to do anything else. I was like, you could be political more than the moist posting. You could get upset about something somebody else says and attack them. You could be angry. You could do anything. I said anything would be fine. The moist posting is not fine. And so Bootsy agreed to best represent Team Sean. She's going to have to try to be funny. And that's what's going on so far today. Twitch, do we think it's working out so far? Let us know. I'm the moist maker? That is, yeah, just... Can we put that on your tombstone? I want you to agree to that right now and forget. And then your tombstone says, I'm the moist maker. Or I was the moist maker. I'd like it. 2 minutes and we're back live on the show, everybody. Hang tight. Don't forget, for those of you who watch on YouTube and you don't like any ad interruptions or whatever, or on Twitch if you're not a sub and you don't like ad interruptions, I am working with the developers right now. There's going to be a stream each day just for Secret Show subscribers that is completely ad-free. It also has I think a lower latency in most cases than YouTube or Twitch, so you actually get stuff faster. And the quality should be really, really high. And also, that new stream will be used for secret shows on Thursdays. Not this week, but I have the developer team working on some new alerts. And then we'll start streaming to this new platform that will be away from YouTube and Twitch just for secret show subscribers. Another reason to subscribe. New show tomorrow. 1 minute. We're coming back. Lori, are you even a Secret Show subscriber at the moment? If you are, patience, please. I'll get that sorted out. It'll be awesome to have that. Then it's like, look, you know, I got to pay for all of this stuff. I got to pay to do this show. I got to get ready for the future of all of this stuff that I'm creating. So it's an ad-supported stream, but there'll be some options. If you're a Secret Show subscriber, you don't have to get hit on both fronts. I think that'll be good. I think it'll be good. I hope you agree. For now, let's all be brave, Team Sean. Sean, you buying some Bitcoin? Should I be? I don't have any. Should I be buying some Bitcoin?
Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit lifelock.com. Terms do apply.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Because therapy's expensive and we have microphones. This is the
Follow me on all social platforms at The News Junkie. Make sure you're watching those short videos that I'm posting each day over there. And I appreciate all the support to everybody who's watched those so far. That's been a big success. And the goal with all of the content that I want to create is to try to bring more people into the funnel, get more people watching the show, get more people on the stream, get more people doing all of that stuff. And I think all this will help. And you can take part in trying to make that successful if you follow along at The News Junkie on all social media platforms that you could think of. This one, Facebook, that one, all the rest.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
And I appreciate that. You can also follow Sabrina and C-Lane over on thenewsjunkie.com/share for all of their social platforms if you like. I want to get into the Nancy Guthrie ransom updates, new notes, all of this stuff. But I can't believe I have to say this. But I think I do. I think I need to actually say this because there are a lot of quite dumb people out there. But for the folks who think that they can solve this crime using AI, I worry about the future of this country. I already worry about the future of this country. I got a lot of good reasons to worry about it.
In what way, though?
What way do I worry about it?
No.
Oh
in what way are they solving it using AI?
The way they're trying to solve it using AI is they're taking photos of the masked intruder on the security footage from Nancy Guthrie's house and saying, at Grok, can you please remove the mask from this individual?
Oh, perfect.
I think that's a joke.
Well,
AI, I don't think it's a joke for all of them, C-Lane. I think there's some people who are like, we can learn a little bit about the facial structure of this individual.
I think the people trying to colorize the pictures are doing the public a disservice in thinking that they can, sleuth this out and kind of crowdsource the answer to this whole missing persons case.
But there's a sect of people that believe everything that they hear from AI.
They believe everything they hear from the internet.
And they rely on AI and they talk to it like it's a real person.
Yeah, they're saying, take this person's mask off, show me this person without the mask, and then they show the outcome and they go, look, this is who they need to be looking for. I knew it. And just so you know, AI can do a lot of things. It can't really do that. I took all the videos and photos yesterday and ran them through multiple artificial intelligence models.
So you're trying to do it too?
Well, what I wanted to see is I said, can you take this person in these videos and tell me what type or brand of anything they're wearing, whether it's like the jacket or the, the mask,
the gloves,
or the gloves. And it like went through and it was like zooming in on this, cropping this to get a good look. There's something that looks like a logo here, but it's not. And it couldn't tell anything, which goes again to my thoughts of this person is at least moderately professional in what they're doing. They didn't have a bunch of logos all over themselves. They didn't have a backpack with a bunch of logos on it. They didn't have, a shirt or a jacket with a bunch of logos on it. They were wearing, I'm pretty sure now, I've been kind of won over on this argument that the gloves are those, is it nitrate or what are the black surgical gloves called?
Latex?
Latex.
No. Look this up, like black nitrite. There's some name for them.
Like, is it a brand name or the type of material?
It's a type of glove. It's like a black
nitrile.
Yes, that one. What is that? What does that even mean?
I think it's just the material, or
they look like the gloves
like
Santa wears, to be honest.
It's like a plastic.
I don't know. Those gloves look fat to me.
Yeah, it's fat right there on his wrist, not like fluff.
I think there's something under it, but I think there's a rubber glove potentially over the top of that, maybe to obscure the size of this person in another way. But I'm pretty convinced that it is a nitrile or whatever black glove over the top of whatever this person is wearing. And while what the person is wearing and the backpack and all those things are super important to try to track this lunatic down, you're not going to get AI. It doesn't work that way. You know, C-Line could put a bag over his head and say, AI, reveal what I look like without this bag on my head. The smartest thing in the world could do that.
Have we not tested this out?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't work. You can't do that.
I don't have any bags. It's
You don't-
all my bags.
You don't
I
have
have
any
a-
real info to work with.
I have a ski mask at home. I wish I would have brought it.
If you put a ski mask on and then say, hey, AI, what does this person look without a ski mask? It ain't going to get you if you're covered as much as this person was. A lot of people are fighting, especially I've seen in the comments, people are fighting over whether this is even a man or a woman, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
So, AI is not going to fill in a lot of the void on this, but people think they can solve this with AI. Fox was talking about
You
this.
have multiple people of interest that you're interviewing and talking to, which they may have, and they're just not telling the public. Again, you want the abductors to let their guard down so you can find Nancy.
Sure.
They can start using AI to match up the eyes. So we have the
With
eyes,
what?
the eyebrows. That you could use AI to ask questions about what are the probabilities that these faces actually could be a good match. What are the probabilities that this person is wearing layers of clothing and they're not this bulky? What are the probabilities that they're taller than they seem to be, and what do they weigh? So there's a lot of things that AI can be doing to...
Y'all, I disagree on this one as much as I possibly could. I think the use of AI in a case like this, it's not going to do much of anything. You're going to get a bunch of answers.
It's going to do more
that are-
harm than good.
Yeah, it is. You're going to get a bunch of answers that are entirely confident because of the large language model used to spit it out. And then you'll go, oh, yeah, no, it's just 3 layers and it's this one. It's this device. I think all of this is a fever dream where we pretend like we know more than we do
Act
about
like
what's happening.
FBI didn't do this. Not with AI necessarily, but go through some sort of database that compares.
The FBI went to Google. That's where they got the most relevant information so far. I don't know if they've been using AI. I don't know, maybe does the FBI have they probably have their own AI, right? They got the Palantir stuff. They're putting it into Palantir more than they're putting it into any kind of chat GPT crap like this. It ain't going to solve the crime.
I think if there's an AI that solves this crime, it's not going to be something that the average X user can get for free.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit out of that pay grade, I would think. So, yeah, that's one of the updates. People think they can solve the case using like Grok and Chat GPT. Good luck on that one. Here's what happened yesterday. This was the big news in the Nancy Guthrie missing persons case. There was somebody who was apprehended. They were like an hour plus away. So that's like, keep envisioning this area in your head. This all happened near Tucson, Arizona, where Nancy Guthrie lives. Savannah Guthrie, the Today Show host, is missing her mother, Nancy Guthrie. This is 11 days that she's been missing. Yesterday, they were going door to door in Annie Guthrie, Savannah's older sister, in her neighborhood, which is about 10 minutes or 4 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's house where she went missing from. So they were searching, going door to door with the FBI in that neighborhood. Today, they're doing the same thing, going door to door. In fact, I think I can bring this up here. Going door to door in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood. And they're asking every single person about stuff and asking if they can search in their backyards. Can we look around? Can we check this stuff out? They're very, very concerned with this.
Did they ever find anything from that search of the septic tank? Because the news was very transfixed on that one shot we saw of the dude stirring around the poop.
Oh, God.
They didn't say if they did find something in there. They did not.
I feel like they would have, but that sucks for that one guy who had to.
It's gross.
I know what they did find in there.
Yeah,
That's
a lot of
Johnny
that.
Berg, right?
A lot of that. And here they are wandering around. This time, this is Nancy's neighborhood where she was abducted from. Police believe where the security footage shows this mystery person showing up, and they're looking around in the grass and the bushes, kind of scanning the neighborhood, going door to door and asking people questions.
Do we think it's too late to get dogs on this?
They had dogs yesterday. They had them out there. They were barking.
I think
heard
the
them.
scent only lasts so long, right?
I would think you'd be right, but they definitely I heard dogs barking in a lot of the footage of the FBI going door to door. But then they detained
just
somebody.
Rex next door.
This person was detained about an hour away, south of Tucson, Arizona, close to the border with Mexico. And the early report from the sheriff said, earlier today, Pima County Sheriff's Department deputies detained a subject during a traffic stop south of Tucson. The suspect is currently being questioned in connection to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Additional information will be released as it becomes available. So, to be clear, this is the Pima County Sheriff's Department, not the FBI. They detained somebody during a traffic stop south of Tucson, Arizona. They said they were questioning this person in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. They also said they got a judge-issued warrant, which is no small feat. They got a warrant from a judge signed to go into this person's house. So that leads to a lot of questions. But after the cops were in there and searching, the guy's mother-in-law came out and talked to CNN. So let's listen to her.
They had somebody gave a tip that the lady was in my house. I don't know her name.
Nancy Guthrie.
Nancy Guthrie? That we don't know. We don't know her at all.
She said that the police got a tip that she was in my house. In my house.
Imagine?
Yeah, that's a rough one. And
she doesn't even know the lady's name.
No, she has not been really connected with the case. She said she heard about it, but she didn't click on the story. That's a lot of you right there.
Who she is, I don't know anything about her. They only said that they gave a tip that she was in my house. And I told them, you can go in and search my house. There's nobody there. I have nothing to hide. There's nobody in my house. And I don't know what's going on. I mean,
do you have any family members that might know?
No, they're investigating my son-in-law. He's not have nothing to do with that either.
Okay, they're not investigating her. She just cleared up. They're investigating her son-in-law. Her son-in-law. And her son-in-law and her daughter were out doing DoorDash deliveries when they got pulled over because of this tip, I guess. And they brought him back to the house. They got a warrant from a judge. They searched the house. And the family's like, look, you guys are way off. You're way off.
But man, that's very particular and quite the tip to go on.
I don't know much about the tip. We don't know what this said. We don't know if this was like legit. A judge did sign off, so that must mean something. But this woman is like, no idea.
Oh, it's Carlos Palazuelo. They have nothing to do with it either. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. They're just invading my property. I told them. They're going in and out of my house, taking a lot of pictures and everything. I mean, like I told them, we're not hiding anything. I give them permission. You can go and search. There's nothing in my house. You won't find anything because we don't have nothing to hide.
Is this your son-in-law's vehicle?
The one that was on the side of the, that's my daughter's vehicle.
So what is your son's name?
My daughter.
Your daughter?
Yeah, that's
so you live in, it's her husband, so it's your son-in-law.
Yeah,
that's the person.
Yeah.
And Carlos last name?
Palazuelos, yeah.
In Rio Rico, C-Lane, hit us up with Rio Rico, distance to Mexico border. Rio Rico, Arizona, distance to the border in Mexico, because that's where they ended up finding this person, and they were bringing it up like, oh, maybe it was of note because they thought they would be able to shuffle her back and forth or something.
Pretty damn close. I don't know the mileage yet, but as far as the map goes, very, very close.
Well, give me some mileage if you can, Celia. Now, what's the difference from distance from Rio Rico to the closest spot in Mexico?
Weirdly enough, it's showing me the drive because it's right by the border, but the roads there
brings
you 9 hours away.
Oh, really?
12 miles.
Oh, oh my God, that's incredible.
But if you want to drive using Google Maps, it's going to be 619 miles.
Yeah, that's incredibly close as the crow flies, not so much as the crow does not fly. I have the guy now. It's Carlos. All right. Carlos is the guy that the sheriff said they got a tip on. They went into his house. They stopped him while he was out door dashing. They thought that the Nancy Guthrie lady was there. There were even rumors at the time that a helicopter had left the scene with an 84-year-old woman and was heading to the hospital, and everybody was celebrating online. Oh, they found Nancy Guthrie. She's alive. And this guy afterwards is now talking to the media. This was the person they were questioning, and it was a suspect here.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Tell me.
Come on, what do you expect me to do? ¿Cómo quieres que reaccione cuando algo pasa así? Pero yo no sé qué está pasando. Me agarraron como si fuera un criminal. No sé qué.
Oh, he went into Spanish
They
there.
against my will. They didn't even read me my rights until 2 hours later.
Okay, he said they held me against my will. They
What do you
didn't even
expect?
read me my rights for 2 hours. And oh, jeez, I didn't expect that in the middle of this. He said, let me clarify. He said, or let me restate. He said, my wrist is effing swollen. He's very upset. And I got to get
And
a
he
different
said something
clip of
like,
this.
what do you expect me to do? They didn't read me my rights. And they, something along the lines of like, they grabbed me out of nowhere. I didn't know what was going on.
I'm trying to find one of these from a broadcast, so it'll be censored. We'll have to maybe look at more of this. But he's saying he has no idea why he was detained. He has not heard of Nancy Guthrie and hopes the police find the actual culprit. I have no idea what he said at the very beginning of that. But he was saying that he has no idea who this person is or what's going on. Look, actually,
so bright.
Let me mute this. All the cameras go up to him, including a Telemundo camera, and the microphones are being pushed into his face. And there's so many people surrounding this guy. He's like pushing the cameras back.
Like,
Right here,
hey, a little too much.
Here he
man.
is. He's talking. He's like, I had nothing to do with this. Now the Telemundo microphone here in a second sneaks up into the picture, into his face.
And he's like, okay.
Get back. What are you doing, man?
I mean, I'm getting a vibe from him and his mother-in-law that they don't know what's going on. Like, in
That's what they're saying.
Quite surprised. If not, they're great actors.
They're saying they don't know what's happening. So this could be the sheriff's office just bumbling through things again and getting a stupid tip and coming up with nothing.
And a waste of time. Is it not?
Maybe. I mean, from what they're saying, they have no idea why they were looking in this case. The guy has been released. He's not charged with anything. But that was the latest twist last night. And people thought, oh, this is it. This is it. They're solving the case.
Did they compare his eyes?
I don't know if they used any AI, but they did. This is the reason why I won't just dismiss it immediately until I see more info about it, because they did get a judicial warrant to search these people's house. So that must mean the tip that was coming in was significant enough and had enough details that a judge somewhere said, yes, this warrants additional search on these people's home.
Can we
and
get
let them inside to go search the home. That's what they were doing there.
Is that public information? Can you see the
What?
warrant?
The warrant?
Or
Oh, I
request
don't
it?
know. I mean, it'll be public at some point in time, but I don't know if it's public now. You just know that the judge granted one for them to be able to look through this. It could be more bumbling stuff. It could be that there was a tip here that just didn't pan out. Like everything else in this story, it's all a big mystery. All right, we got more on the way. Jury duty is on the way. A shocker in Canada when we come back. And I meant to get it in here. We will get the details in on all your feedback that's coming in so far. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
AI can predict your behavior. We can barely predict our own.
Too much trouble on your right, especially if you're using those major roadways. No issues on the turnpike, I-95. There's some familiar delays on I-4 that might be slowing you down between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. There's congestion. There's slowdowns getting through the city near that 408 ramp junction, but no accidents. Time slowing you down.
Cameras on me?
If you see
I'm
traffic
sorry.
troubles, call the traffic tip line at 866
Me too.
676-8477 from the traffic center. I'm James Birmingham.
The shooter has been identified in Canada, and it looks like those reports saying this Canadian school shooter who killed 9 people at least, then went to a residence, I think, and there was an incident there. We'll get into it again before the end of the show. It looks like it was a person, well, a biological male, transgender person. Handful of minutes, and we're back live on the show. How you doing? All right, we're tuning in for everybody. Hello to everybody on YouTube and Twitch.tv. Hi. Oh, hi. Hello to you. You're back? How much money did you spend?
I got something for $10.
Oh my God. What did you get? Wasn't approved on it? What the fuck is that?
She loves it.
No, she has enough toys.
She
Lady,
likes new toys.
this is so gay.
She's a dog. She loves it.
What is
Hey,
this?
look.
Lady, what do you think? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Whoa! Whoa! Well, she does appear to like it.
Told you.
See you later. All right, fine.
Okay.
Fine. See you later. She did like it. I was just about to ask, was he a transgender? Yeah, the shooter in Canada was. Which is the third, I think, shooter like that for transgender people in their percentage of the population, which is almost unimaginably low. Like 0.3% of the United States, 0.3% maybe of Canada, people who are transgender. And then at least 3, if not 4, mass shootings in the latest 2 or 3 years. There's some that are on the fringes of that I don't think are fair to lump in necessarily, but the shooter was also apparently very gun obsessed, which is not a shocker at all. And we'll do a download on that in jury duty, what happened in this case. Total Wine sells dog toys? No. She went to the damn pet store afterwards, and she intended to buy a toy all the time. Guys, if you could only see, on the other side of the restaurant, there is a big basket, okay? There's an International House of Pancakes, a Waffle House, and then a big basket full of dog toys. Lady has so many toys, it's ridiculous, but Courtney cannot stop buying her more toys. I said that she has enough toys. She's got like 40 toys. Too much. Where are Junkie Cat's toys? Junkie Cat has toys too. But just so you know, Junkie Cat has the full run of upstairs. Lady cannot go upstairs. We go upstairs every once in a blue moon. There's like an entire floor of the house that is all just Junkie Cat, and she has all her toys up there. She's up there in the gym or in the guest bedroom or in like the loft area, hanging out. Now we have an IHOP. The IHOP has always been there. It's just the Waffle House is right on the other side of the wall. Every Waffle House is right next to an IHOP, so the IHOP is right next door. And then Lady's Toys. Coco wants to meet Lady. I'm sure Lady would love to say hi. 2 minutes, and we're back live on the show. We need to have a serious conversation about white men having way too many mental illnesses. I mean, I think this is beyond that scope. I think in the United States of America, we have a problem with mentally ill human beings being left to their own devices. That's my radical thought on this. People who are homeless, it's like, leave them alone. It's their right to do that. Majority of them are mentally ill people who need help, but we leave them alone. Mentally ill people in this country, we say they're not committing a crime. They end up having guns. They end up pulling stuff like this off. We just wait. That's our strategy.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles.
We still got 90 seconds.
All daily stuff. You're up. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your...
Junkie Cat was born in a pool of motor oil? No. I think the little birth certificate says that her name was like Indigo or something, or something weird. And she was born like near a dumpster around Easter, I think that's the story. She's pretty feral, but she's a cutie. So lock them up preemptively? Yes. Unironically, yes. We have people in various states of mental illness struggling publicly, and we watch it. And I say we need to stop. All of our homeless policies have been abject failures in every major city in this country. We need to reestablish safe, secure, friendly helpful asylums in this country that help nurse these people back to good mental health and get them plugged back into the system. Whether that takes pulling away some of their initial freedoms to give them much longer term freedoms, that's another argument, but I'm here for it. I think watching people rot mentally is the least emotionally responsible thing you could do. So yeah, grab them and help them. 100%. All right, here we go. Coming back.
Time and secure Olympic glory for Team USA. For more Winter Games gold, search Olympics on the iHeartRadio app.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
Get away from the same three songs over and over and over. Welcome into the world's most viral newsroom right here on this great station. To the podcasters and streamers, hello. Thanks for being with us. You can always watch what's happening over on YouTube or twitch.tv/The News Junkie. We'll get into this story happening out of Canada here in just a moment. That's grabbing a lot of headlines today, but I promised some feedback. So let's do it. Let's see what you have on your mind today. Couple of things coming in. Let's start with this. By the way, Cat Butthole, thank you for the Gifted Secret Show subscription. I appreciate that. Jeff emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. He says, look at the eyebrows in the video. They seem very well groomed. Guys in my generation don't do that. Could it be a woman, says Jeff. There's so many people that think the person in this security footage is a woman in the Nancy Guthrie case.
We've all seen men with groomed eyebrows before. Come on.
I don't think it's a woman. I'm just going from like the body shape and the movement and the gait on the person. It looks like a man to me pretty clearly.
I did see a post that was like, man, if they catch this guy and he's just watching the news or looking at Twitter and seeing the number of people who think he's a woman because of his eyebrows, like this is gonna be. Well, I mean, because there was another.
It's like he's gonna come out and be like, "I'm a man." Like,
who was the? We got him. That's how we got him to come out of his hole.
What a great trick!
But there was the case of the pipe bomber, right? Mm-hmm. That we talked about, and there was some. What was the outlet that came out? Was it Salon or something? What was the outlet that came out and said, "We definitely think it's this person, this woman."
Oh, that was The Blaze.
The Blaze, yes.
Yeah, the Blaze. And they said the person's name.
They posted her picture, all kinds of stuff.
They're like, we compared the footage, and the walk and the gait of this person is this much of a match with the mystery pipe bomber in Washington, D.C.
Like 80-90% or something.
Yeah, that was crazy dumb.
And didn't we find out that the pipe bomber in Washington, D.C., the person that they took into custody for that was a man?
The person was a man that was eventually charged and arrested for that. They have not been convicted yet. I don't know how long that case will drag out for.
Did the lady sue?
It wasn't that. If she didn't, she's crazy. Yeah. Go immediately. You've got a case, ma'am. Mike emails the show, and he says, as much as Florida plunder and loot, FP&L, is calling it Florida plunder and loot, can be blamed for power costs. We're talking about after the spike of winter weather, people are now getting their electric bills, their power bills, and seeing that some of them are as expensive as $1,000 because using electric heat is expensive. This person says there's a regulatory body that's supposed to keep costs down and ensure quality service. It's the Florida Public Service Commission. Any rate increases must be approved by this commission. Unfortunately, a lot of times the members of this group are previous employees of FP&L, deliberately so. So the rate increases are basically a rubber stamp, and approved instead of denying them or negotiating for less increases. Ain't that how it always works?
Now, so I heard somebody argue differently. Not to say that this person is incorrect, but I heard somebody argue that because there are regulatory bodies that keep the prices at a certain level, if we went into a free market electricity situation, it would cost more.
All I know is if we were able to, like, if there was people advertising, Christopher Lane Power or Sabrina Power or get Sean Power or the White family offers it, and they're a whole bunch of trouble.
It's Sean Electric.
Damn, I'm sorry I stepped over that.
There are a lot of people who might have their own power companies. If they were all competing, you would have at least some deals going on, I would think. Maybe
Hi, I'm Sean White.
Yeah. You might want to rename it. Mickey emails the show to tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. Mickey says, Sean, your argument is good about how kids need to stay in school, but you don't like sports, so you don't understand how it is when your team wins something. You want to go and celebrate it. You want to be part of that experience because you never know if it's truly going to happen again or what's going to happen to the team. You feel like rooting and cheering for them and celebrating to help them win. I don't disagree with you, but that's a thing that adults get to do because when you're an adult, you can do things like that. We all have to go through school, and it is one of those things that you should be forced to do. You should be forced to go through schooling. You should be not educating your children is one of the worst forms of abuse you can impart on a child. Leaving a kid dumb for their entire lives into a place where they can never catch up is one of the worst forms of abuse. We should educate the kids first. When they're adults, then they can go to the Super Bowl party. That's my take on it.
Would you have been opposed to the idea that they say, all right, if you have a certain GPA, you can have an absence for the day and go to... No? Why?
Man, that ain't so bad. That's a good...
I think if students have high GPAs, they should be rewarded in all sorts of ways like that. I think having kids strive for stuff and making it cool...
Earning it.
Okay, this might seem really, really dumb, but I don't think it is. When I was a kid, there was one period in my life more than ever that I wanted to do good in school. And it has stuck with me for my entire life. It wasn't book it, Sealand. It wasn't that period of time. It was when they were picking the patrols, and to be a patrol on the school campus, you had to have very good grades. If you were a patrol, then you could go to Washington, D.C. on the trip that all the kids got to do. And they had other things that they were able to do too. And I wanted to be a patrol so bad. I actually, for the first time in all of schooling, which I largely found boring, I tried and I started like, okay, if I get the grades right. And then I got my grades up and I still didn't get to be a patrol.
Why didn't you get to be patrol?
I don't know. I took too long to bring my grades up or something, and they didn't want to do it. But it made it kind of cool to get good grades. And if there are benefits along with it, including extra days off, I'm totally fine with that. Those kids, if you look at the kids in school who have the best GPAs and the best grades, I'm sorry if this hurts your feelings, but it's just true. They are less likely to cause societal problems. They're less likely to go to prison. They're less likely to kill you. They're less likely to give your grandma a ransom letter. You know what I mean? They're less likely to do all of this stuff. So I want the kids striving for that. I want them to be smart. It's everything. Amber says, I turn the light on at night when I'm going to the bathroom ever since I found a snake in my bathroom.
Oh,
snake. Talking about this earlier. The snake I saw in broad daylight, but my nighttime brain always thinks there's another one. Eek, she says. Many people chiming in on this. Somebody says, $6. Get this. It's a toilet nightlight. It'll change the game for you.
So
says
that's what I have, but it's
William.
disco ball.
This is not a disco ball version. It's just like
Same
some sort
concept,
of like
though. It is worth the
motion
money.
sensor.
Do it.
This one's like got different color lights, I guess, that you could change, and when you walk into the bathroom, it lights up.
I think if we're going this route, we need to find like a light that filters out the blue light. You know, like they do for like night mode on your phone.
Yeah. What does the blue light do?
So have you never used night mode on your phone?
Honestly, no.
No, I don't know if I have.
If you go into like your brightness settings, you know how to make the screen brighter. Night shift is what it's called.
Oh,
night
I see what you mean.
And
Yeah.
night shift takes all like a lot of the blue spectrum off of your screen, and it's because they say that blue spectrum keeps you awake. And so, like, when I get into bed, I turn on night shift. Everything gets a little yellower on the phone, and then I play a couple rounds of solitaire, and half the time, the last round, I just,
And you don't get to see the cards do that.
Solitaire is when he cries while he's playing it. He's very upset. The shuffling of the cards isn't happening for him. I think that's cool, but does that actually work? Does it
there's enough. I mean, they have it as a feature on the phone, so I think enough research has been put into it that this blue light thing is for real. So I would want, if that's something that kind of bothers you or you're worried about waking up too much, I would want a light that has those pieces of the spectrum filtered out.
Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. This is Larson saying, what up, Sean? Pretty interesting to see this image colorized. Have a fantastic show. And it's the person going to Nancy Guthrie's door colorized. This is part of the problem, though. They turned this into like a brown leather glove, and I definitely do not think that's the color that it is.
Okay, but
it's all guessing.
I will say it is a lot of guessing, and that's what I don't like about the colorized thing. I think the colorizing is, by and large, even if you research colorizing, like the way they do it with AI is kind of based on what it thinks the colors are supposed to be. The way they did it historically was they would, if they colorize a black and white film or old war footage, they would look up and do research on and go to museums and just find the colors of the things that were in the films. If you have an old World War I movie that you want to colorize, you go to museums and you look at old World War I uniforms. There's not some magic box that just, yes, it is. And it's a lot of painstaking work. It's not just some magic box that you run the film through.
That was back in the day. Don't you think that information would be in the code? Is there not something with that technology that is putting it into its night mode or IR that could give you any information of color?
But I think what Celine's saying is historically you can do some stuff. If there was a particular type of fighter plane that was used in a war, you can look at that fighter plane and see what colors it was, and you'll know what kind of paint they used on it and stuff. Then that was the color it was supposed to be in this painting. But because we don't know what this person was wearing and it was all black and white, other than AI going, well, that's grass and the grass should be green.
Yeah, these are educated guesses.
Yeah, I think sometimes you're going to end up in a worse spot than you were in.
I wonder, I just had a whole big thing of plants in my backyard that died during the freeze.
Oh, rest in peace.
But they were dark purple, and they were very low to the ground, and we always
the Wandering Jew.
I don't know if it was
what now? Excuse me?
I don't know if it was Wandering Jew or not,
or something like that. Come on.
But I wonder, if I would have taken a black and white photo of them and ran them through some AI, would I get different results, or is the AI just identifying the plant in black and white and goes, "That's a Wandering Jew. Those Jews are purple."
I'm going to bring in my ski mask tomorrow. Let's take the test.
Try it. Bring your ski mask and see if it gets anywhere close to you. Do you have one that hides as much as the one that the Guthrie person used?
Yeah, it just shows my eyes. It'll work.
A ski mask is not going to show a whole lot of contour, just because of the virtue of what it's supposed to do for you.
Put it to the
It
test.
needs to be padded.
Bring it in tomorrow. We'll run that through the paces and see what we can come up with. All right, quick break. When we come back, somebody is asking about the crazy story about the airspace, all flights and stuff being shut down over El Paso. The reason why is kind of unbelievable and a lot embarrassing, if true. And I'll go into that story. We'll finally get to the shooting in Canada in jury duty. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is three-time Pro Bowler Sean Merriman. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Rasmussen University.
The Magical host Milwaukee tonight. It's their final game before the NBA All-Star break. Orlando beat the Bucks on Monday for their third straight win. Florida men's basketball, they're back in action tonight. They're going for a fourth straight win at Georgia, while Stetson, they'll entertain Jacksonville. And American snowboarder Chloe Kim is positioned for Olympic gold in the women's halfpipe after a nearly flawless first run today in Italy.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Valentine's Day is a mere
Well, behind the scenes.
3 days away, and if you are still shopping for the perfect gift for the man in your life, skip over the boring ones and head straight for Hammer and Nails Grooming for Guys. This place is incredible.
Lots of big updates coming up in jury duty.
And it's just, it's a full pampering, first-class grooming experience. And right now, you can experience that for even less, because first-time guests at Hammer and Nails receive $25 off any service they offer, plus a complimentary premium upgrade. So get ready, kick back, get dialed in. The full bar is
Stand by, I gotta add one source to this.
Will be there because looking sharp should feel just as good. Locations in Oviedo, Winter Park, Winter Garden, and Windermere. Book your first visit today. Hammer and Nails
Perfect.
Guys at hammerandnailsgrooming.com. Right now,
All right, got it. Cutting down the banana trees this weekend? Everybody knows what that means. Back to the moist posting. I thought we were going with humor today. Cutting down the banana trees. I love my motion sensor toilet. It illuminates inside with changing different colors. C-Lane being big brain today. He's tapping into something. Internet detective brain. That's how we solve problems. We gotta figure stuff out. The falling hole says I certainly don't mean anything offensive by. Offensive by what? What did I miss? What did I miss? Did you block Arnott on purpose? No, I didn't block Arnott. What, did he get blocked? If Arnott is blocked, can you unblock Arnott? Because I did not do that. If that happened, it was because my thumb hit something, but I didn't even see anything come up. Yeah, I didn't even hit a thing that said block. Actually, I can't. On here, if I hit somebody's name, it would just mute them from Restream. It will not take you off of YouTube. I have to go to YouTube. It says you did? Why? I don't know how I could have done it here. I literally can't do it on this. Look, if I take Sun State John. Oh, I can't. It does say block user on YouTube. Yeah, it used to just say block, add to block list on Restream. I unblocked them. I did it on accident if that was the case. I didn't even click it. He's going to be so mad when he comes back. Arnott, I'm sorry. He's not going to be Team Sean when he comes back, is he? He is not going to be Team Sean. That is my mistake. I am telling you, I didn't click. I didn't click on his name on here. Why would I have blocked him? Just to be fair here, doesn't Arnott usually back me up on stuff from time to time? I forgot who's. I think he's been Team Sean before.
The free AutoZone Fix Finder
He will not
can help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your
set him free.
For free.
Set him free.
Time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone.
Oh God.
AutoZone.
I'm sorry. Free him like the River Jordan. Arnott is banned right now.
Decide who takes home the 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards Podcast of the Year by voting at iHeartPodcastAwards.com now through February 22nd. See all the nominees and place your vote at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down at RC Hill Mitsubishi in DeLand. Just go to rchill.com.
Broadcasting live from the world's most dysfunctional think tank. This is the news.
Updates on everything we've been talking about, and I mean, it's a lot. We got a lot going on, so a lot of updates on the way in Jury Duty in just moments. More of your feedback incoming, of course, but I said I would address the airport shutdown thing, which is crazy. And honestly, if this report is true, kind of embarrassing. I'm just going to be real with you, but let's see. Let's dive in right now. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury Duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, you pick up the phone, you dial Mo, and you go against the insurance companies. On the other end of that is the success you've been looking for to be, beating back the insurance companies that take your money every single day, but then get real stingy after you're injured in an accident. You deserve better. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Okay, couple of things. First, there was an airport shutdown, and it was El Paso, I believe, in the area of El Paso. The airport was shut down, and they said it was going to be shut down for 10 days. I think I have some of the air traffic when they were talking about it. In El Paso, Texas, all flights were grounded, including commercial flights, cargo flights, general aviation, no exemptions for medevacs. That's crazy.
Okay.
Really?
They closed the airspace for 10 days, and they've reversed this, but I'll explain what happened. The airport and pilots were given little to no notice, and it's unclear exactly what's being planned. Air traffic control recordings show how caught off guard pilots and controllers were. Let's listen in. These are the pilots being told that El Paso, Texas, air was being shut down for like 10 days.
Southwest 1249, are you guys supposed to fly out?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Southwest 1249, are you guys departing again tonight, or is this final flight in?
Nah, we're going to the hotel.
Roger. Just be advised, I guess there's a TFR going into effect.
TFR.
Just pass it on to the Southwest and everybody else. At 0630 for the next 10 days, we're stopped, all ground stop.
Okay, ground stop at 0630 for how long?
10 days.
10 days.
So the airport's totally closed?
Apparently, we just got informed about 30 minutes to an hour ago.
So for 10 days, you guys are not open.
These guys are,
it's strange that they shut it down out of nowhere, and then 10 days already stamped onto it.
Yeah, they shut it down.
Sketchy.
I got into the reason why this happened, and I'll give you the info in just a second here. But the guy's like dumbfounded. You can hear it, right? And his voice is like,
mind you, is he also taking off at the same time?
He's landed. He just landed. He said he's going to the hotel. But now he from this information is like, well, I guess I'm stuck in El Paso for a while. The airport's closed for 10 days. That's what they're saying.
Apparently, we just got informed about 30 minutes to an hour ago.
So for 10 days, you guys are not open.
Well, I mean, we'll be here, but no air traffic.
Okay, thanks for that heads up.
Roger.
Heavy. It just says a security alert. TFR is going into effect at 0630 is all we're aware of. Yeah, it just goes into effect at 0630 till the 21st at 0630.
21st. So 10 days they were shutting down all the air traffic, including the medevacs, people who needed emergency transportation to hospitals and stuff.
That seems rare.
Do at that point.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so the government says, the feds say, we're doing this because the cartels are launching drones.
Oh.
The cartels are launching drones, and they're flying them over El Paso. And then the Fed said that they use this. I'm going to sound crazy. This is true. The Fed said we used lasers to blast the drones out of the sky, and we destroyed the cartel drones that were the reason we shut down all the air traffic for 10 days at this airport.
They were hopefully damn sure they were cartel drones.
Well, hang on. Hang tight here.
So many questions.
They used a massive laser. They blew up these cartel drones that they were worried about. and they had shut the airport down for 10 days. Then, just like they shut it down, they said, never mind, we're opening the airport back up. El Paso Airport is back open. We're good to go. Now, this story from CBS News. This is embarrassing if true. I don't know if this is fully confirmed, but this is what they said. The unexpected but brief airspace closure in the Texas border city of El Paso stemmed from disagreements between the Federal Aviation Administration and Pentagon officials over drone-related tests, multiple sources close to the matter told CBS. The Pentagon had undertaken extensive planning on the use of military technology near Fort Bliss, a military base that abuts the El Paso International Airport. They were practicing taking down drones. Two sources identified the technology as a high-energy laser.
Cool.
Meetings were scheduled over the safety impacts, but Pentagon officials wanted to test the technology sooner. And they said the U.S. Code 130I requirements govern the protection of certain facilities from unmanned aircraft, and they said that they had been met. FAA Administrator Brian Bedford on Tuesday night decided to close the airspace without alerting the White House, Pentagon, or Homeland Security. So the guy in charge of the FAA said, we're shutting this down without talking to the White House, the Pentagon, or Homeland Security. So we're shutting it down for 10 days.
He's supposed to, I imagine.
That's what he did. The guy who's the head of the FAA, he closed it down. Bedford told officials the airspace restrictions would be in place to ensure safety until issues with the Department of War could be resolved. So the FAA is fighting with the Pentagon. The Pentagon goes, we need to test these things. The FAA goes, you can't test those things. The Pentagon goes, yes, we can test these things. The FAA goes, okay, we're shutting down this entire airport for 10 days.
And blaming the cartel.
And, well, I'll get to that part. I know this is all a lot to digest here. But the FAA has declined to comment on this. The critical bulletin issued to pilots and airlines not to fly below 18,000 feet was initially set for 10 days, a duration for a full grounding not used since the 9/11 terror attacks. So the FAA did not like what the Pentagon was doing, so they went against the White House and the Pentagon and shut this airport down, and then they solved this thing. Here's what started all of this. The Mexican cartels have been running drones on the border lately, sources said. And the U.S. military has been blasting them out of the sky with these lasers that they have. Now, one of the things that they thought was a drone that they blasted with one of these military lasers, they said was a party balloon that had somehow floated away and got up to the altitude that they thought it was a drone.
You can't tell if it's a party balloon?
They took the mega laser and pointed it directly at the target and blasted this party balloon completely and totally into smithereens.
How did they even know it was a party balloon if it was in smithereens?
Because it had confetti inside of it.
They must have recovered something. That's an excellent question, actually. They said
did they use? Can we ask President Trump what the name of the mega laser is? Because I like when he names stuff like the discombobulator.
The discombobulator, which definitely, I mean, that couldn't have been true, right? Yeah. This says U.S. military is Fox News. U.S. military shot down party balloon near El Paso after drone suspicion. The misidentification led to the shutdown of airspace around here. The Pentagon has been testing out new counter-drone technology. They shot down what they thought was a foreign drone, but one was identified as a balloon.
Ruined my birthday.
It's crazy that they have these lasers to begin with. Just absolutely wild.
It's crazy. Those lasers can't identify a drone versus balloon. I think we need to go back to the drawing board.
We this is not new. We had weather balloons flying over the United States of America.
Did we miss one of them?
We were shooting them down with like Tomahawk missiles at some point in time.
This is very true.
So yeah, I mean that's interesting. That seems strange, but that's I guess what happened. And the FAA leader, in a hasty move to go against the White House and the War Department, said let's just shut this whole thing down for 10 days. Now it's back up.
Pentagon
and running.
actually just released what the name of it was.
What's that?
Technology.
It's in essence a sophisticated heat beam, which we called a laser.
Boom. Just a laser.
All right.
Just a laser. I would have thought they had something more.
Like super laser, mega laser.
Dr. Evil would have come up with a discombobulator, though. I think
absolutely. $1 billion. Thank you.
In his lexicon. All right, I got to get to the Canada story. I haven't gotten to this yet. It's not like it's fun or anything, but it is a big story today about this shooting in Canada. So we'll talk about that just a bit. Then a new technology that they analyzed the Super Bowl with. I've never heard this before, but we'll investigate to see what the hell was going on here. And more updates along the way on all the stories we've been following closely. That's coming up in the final hour of the show. The Power Hour is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Congratulations, Chad. You just won $1,000 from Real Radio.
Thank you.
Hello. Well, Hansi. Okay. Stan Bizzle. Is Arnott back? Did we recover Arnott?
Look out for a crash on the Greenway South.
And don't tell me we lost Sun State John in the meantime.
Not causing any problems on the roadways though. On I-4.
Sun State John is legend status.
Pile up this afternoon. Slowdowns through the city.
We can't afford to lose Sun State John. Do you think there are trees just growing Sun State Johns all over the place for other streamers to enjoy? No.
Traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the traffic center of James.
Okay, Sun State John is back. Praise the Lord. We got him. Now where's Arnott?
The stock market can't go up forever. What's your plan for what comes next? If you don't have an answer.
No, Sun State John's right there. Weeds grow everywhere? How dare you?
Download your free wealth protection kit at noblegoldinvestments.com before.
Arnott left the chat? Well, of course he did. He had been unceremoniously banned. By the way, I am working on the website update, which will allow me to have like a leaderboard of gifters to have people get to legendary status. I want to show our level of appreciation by highlighting the folks that gift subs like that to secret shows. So that is on the way. It's in the production pipeline at some point this year. What a snowflake? No. We can't see anything Sun State John posts? Yeah, you can. You go see that? I mean, I'm seeing it. I didn't block. The legend should be able to come in studio and watch a live show. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I can do that for sure. Just answered my phone hoping for $1,000. And True Green was calling. When it's the lawn company versus the $1,000 keyword contest that iHeartRadio has, it's worth the false alarm because you're going to get it one of these times. Keep paying attention for those keywords. In fact, I think we have one in a moment, right? I think we have a keyword in moments, so you could possibly win $1,000. Legends Day with Sean, true. Damn, Sun State John is 75% entire weekend stream funding. Might as well email his VIP ticket to Pinewood and just okay. Maybe. He's clearly Team Sean. And you reap the benefits of having a bonus stream this weekend featuring the one and only Dortney, a.k.a. Courtney. If you'd like to toss a little thank you on top of that, since Sun State John carried all the heavyweight, go gift a sub. Hit the gift icon over on thenewsjunkie.com. Spread the word on secret shows. There will be a secret show tomorrow. Tomorrow, there will be a secret show. Going to be exciting. Going to be a good time. Thank you, Jason. Can I purchase a legend status? You got to be a top performer. All right. We're coming back.
Cans and Sheba, queen of the Mississippi. And the barbecue, smoked slow, smoked right, smoked to perfection. Cold drinks, hot food, real blues. And it's all free to attend. Get the details at leesburgflorida.gov.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Friend. F-R-I-E-N-D. Friend. Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Broadcasting live from the world's most dysfunctional think tank. This is the news.
The final hour of the show here on the News Junkie. I am the News Junkie, and the website is thenewsjunkie.com. It's all as easy as that. You can follow along with all things happening on this show at thenewsjunkie.com. Before we move any further, I teased this yesterday and wasn't able to circle back and get to the details, but we had the breaking news not that long ago, a little over a week ago, on the show that Catherine O'Hara had died. The actress from Home Alone and Best in Show and Schitt's Creek, and I mean, you could go on for a while on the legendary stuff that Catherine O'Hara did. I saw some tributes that really I absolutely loved. One of the events, there was a dog competition that has happened since that.
Westminster, right? Or one of them?
Yeah, it was one of the biggest ones, and it was like a tribute to Catherine O'Hara. For the type of dog that she had in the movie Best in Show.
I've watched that movie twice already since her passing.
She was so great in that. That is a very, very much like as close to a perfect movie as you can get. Home Alone is as close to a perfect movie as you can get. The idea that any one human being was in two of those is unbelievable to me. There are a lot of great movies out there. I mean, there are a lot of great movies, but only very few actors and actresses are in legendary movies that stand the test of time. And so few of them are in as many as Catherine O'Hara was.
We rewatched a lot of Schitt's Creek, the weekend that we found out she passed, and just we're still like out loud laughing.
It's so good
at some of the stuff.
And
so
she's
funny.
been doing this for years. Like there was footage coming out of SCTV out of Canada.
Second City Television.
And it was her and now it's gone. Eugene Levy.
Yeah. Yep.
From, I mean, so long ago. That's how, and I couldn't find, even if I tried very hard, one bad thing that was said about Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, the best people at doing this sort of stuff are the people who surge in the world of improv. And I mean, really understand improv. The Groundlings, Second City, all of these different groups that have popped up over the years are home to some of the most talented people, and Catherine O'Hara was one of them. And now they released her cause of death. They said the Home Alone star died from a pulmonary embolism with cancer as the underlying cause. A Los Angeles County death certificate issued on Monday lists the pulmonary embolism, which occurs when a blood clot blocks an artery in the lungs, as the immediate cause of her death. A pulmonary embolism is a blood clot that blocks and stops blood flow to an artery in the lungs.
And it's
in
quick,
most
right?
cases, the blood clot starts in a deep vein in the leg and travels to the lung. Rarely, the clot forms in a vein in another part of the body. When a blood clot forms in one or more of the deep veins in the body, it's called deep vein thrombosis, which you might have heard of before. This is why if your feet get red, ooh, boy. If you take your shoes off and your feet are like perma red, go to the doctor immediately. That's one of those signs that they tell you. Go to the doctor immediately, because if you have any kind of blood clotting in your legs, it could be something big like this. And that's
Some
unfortunately.
of these symptoms too are like a heart attack, or they could be confused for like heartburn, which is even more terrifying.
Yeah, it's scary, and she seemed fine. She seemed before that leave, despite her getting up there a little in age, like she was totally doing all right. But There you go. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? I'll get in some more feedback in a moment. Oh, I wanted to talk about the shooting in Canada, which there's a couple of weird things about this. One is the clip that's going around with the local law enforcement in British Columbia referring to the shooter as a gun person, which I've not heard before. Although it's a very short clip, so maybe there's more context afterwards. The clip that's going viral is 7 seconds, but here's the cop. Let's see.
Includes the deceased gun person.
Okay. And then separately...
So he said...
That includes the deceased gun person.
That includes the deceased gun person, which is like strange language to use in this. The person has been identified. What's also
strange, I guess, just maybe for us, because we don't see a lot of these kind of videos from Canada. Yeah. But him looking like he's sitting on a throne.
Yeah, it's not a throne.
It's like a flag and a crown behind him, but he just looks like it's very.
It's a big flag.
It looks like throny.
Game of Thrones. It looks like Game of Thrones Canada edition with maple leaves on the side.
I've identified the gun person.
Like if his chair was just a little bit higher, the crown would be on his head.
Yes.
No. This was pretty wild. Here are some of the details. High school students barricaded classroom doors with tables and chairs for at least 2 hours, while a shooter just described as a gun person in a dress left 9 dead and 25 injured during Canada's deadliest school shooting in nearly 40 years. Darian Quist, a 12th grader, was in his mechanics class Tuesday afternoon when Tumbler Ridge Secondary School students were plunged into lockdown. For a while, I didn't think anything was going on. I thought it was maybe just a secure and hold, but we knew something had gone wrong. I think they said the numbers of dead were around like 9 or 10 people, 25 injured. The shooter has been identified. I'm not going to say their name. It's a biological male, but a transgender individual that targeted this school in Canada and shot this place up. That makes, I think, there's a lot of things that are on the fringes of this, but that would be like the third transgender school shooter in North America.
And is that
why? The last couple of years.
Is that why he said gun person?
Possibly. I don't know. I know that they've now identified the shooter, and I don't want to spread the name out there because I think this is like one of the worst things we do as a society. But that was in response to a question. It may be that it's a Canadian thing, and they don't say gunman. There's some outlets that do that.
Let's take the trans thing out of it. Say it was a biologically female shooter. Would we say gunwoman?
No, the early articles just literally said woman.
Assailant?
Yeah.
It said a woman entered the school and started, a woman in a dress. It said in a lot of these articles. You can look them up if you want to, but
also,
a lot of the articles said a woman in a dress.
How many years since they had something violent happen in Canada?
It was the worst in 40.
Yeah, the worst in 40 years in Canada. They said they are investigating everything that happened here and trying to figure out where it went wrong. I also had some footage allegedly of the shooter. I think this is accurate. It's hard to say. But the person who's at some sort of shooting range with a weapon here that they're identifying as the shooter is wearing a shirt. I'll have to see if this is actually connected or not. But this is going viral now in connection with the story.
The shirt says like Massacre Tour.
I think it says World Massacre Tour. And I think it's like I've seen these before. I think I might be wrong about this. I think they're anti-gun shirts. I think they're anti-gun shirts that people wear for the AK-47, and it's like the World Massacre Tour. Hey, this gun has killed people in the Gulf War, Afghanistan, Angola, Laos, and on and on. And then I think sometimes people might wear it like ironically or something. But there's a gun on the person's shirt, and it says World Massacre Tour that is alleged to be related to the same person.
Either reason to wear it is a weird one to be at a shooting range shooting a gun. If you're wearing it and you're anti-gun and you're at a shooting range, questions. If you're wearing it and you're pro-gun, also questions.
Maybe
it sounds like
more
you're celebrating
questions.
the massacre.
Yeah, maybe the most questions if you're pro-gun and wearing it. But so many times you'll find the overlap of mental illness and these people who just get obsessed with all these other shooting stories in the past that fuels this weird sect of humanity that most of us want to ignore or pretend is not there. There are people, and so often I encounter the most normal reaction in the world, which is one I get from Courtney constantly. And she'll be like, I just don't understand why anybody would do that. I don't understand why a person would do that. And I get it, I get it. But there are a lot of people who just are filled with hate, and they are out there to cause chaos, and they're mentally ill individuals, and they just don't view the world through the same lens that you or I do.
Or a violence like this, like
thing.
we do. Like there's just, it's no second breath, no second guess at all. I don't think that even when it's happening, that it's really being registered, the damage that is being done. Lifetime damage or life ending.
But I think a lot of times the people who are doing it do recognize that, but they don't care. They literally hate people. They hate everyone.
The tour shirt ends in "to be continued."
What company sold that, huh?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's, all the ones I could see say vintage. Like, this is a vintage shirt? What's vintage about it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's very disturbing. So that was the latest of these types of stories. This one in Canada, this one, another transgender people. There was two of them. One was in Nashville, and the other one might have been in Minnesota, but don't quote me on that. I think both of those were transgender shooters who targeted religious schools. And then this person is also now in the mix of those folks from the last couple of years alone. Transgender people, of course, take up a very small percentage of the public. So to see them involved in mass shootings and numbers where you start to take notice is a little bit strange. This is the other thing I was talking about. Let's, Celine, find out what Samba TV actually is and how they're getting this data. Because this has been going viral in the wake of the Super Bowl and all that.
Samba.
And Samba, S-A-M-B-A.
Genre, right?
Samba TV, not like the...
It's an analytics company.
But how do they get their data is what I'm interested in. Like, how do they get their... Because Samba TV says minute-by-minute viewership data from the Super Bowl 60, reveals interesting audience behavior as the Seattle Seahawks beat the New England Patriots in a dominating manner, contributing to what people described as an unexciting game. Yeah, I think you could say that. It was boring was the word I heard and I used.
All right.
They said overall viewership peaked at the end of the second quarter, with many fans probably hoping the game would eventually get more competitive. Halftime hesitation, they said. Viewership dipped to 88% when Bad Bunny took the stage, with some viewers stepping away during the performance. Some of those going to the Turning Points thing, some of them going to the bathroom, right? That's actually one of the biggest
the lie
draws
that was
halftime.
Puppy Bowl.
One of the big draws during halftime is actually going to the bathroom.
Okay, wait, real quick though, you don't turn the TV off to go to the bathroom.
No, but I don't. How are they? That's what I'm saying. How are they getting their data?
I think they're getting.
I just sent it to you.
Okay, give me a second. It says Tale of Two Cities. Seattle viewership surged to 96% at the end of the third quarter. So in Seattle, they're excited. They're tuning in. Boston peaked during the first half, declining as the Patriots fell behind. Viewers tune in for the drama, which this year's Super Bowl was somewhat lacking. Fans stay viewing and rooting for their team. So, yeah, I mean, that all kind of makes sense. You got your looky-loos, and they showed the official start of the game. Audience peaked right before halftime, and then, according to their data, dropped a bit during halftime, and then went back up in the third quarter, and then off a cliff in the fourth quarter, down to like 50% audience by the time the game was over, and that was it. Let me see. Hang on, Celine. Let me just see. Okay, this is how is TV viewership measured according to Samba? It says omni-screen holistic measurement. That sounds interesting.
Holistic doesn't make it sound like
here
snake
it is.
oil.
Just look at your aura and see.
How is TV viewership measured? First-party data. Samba's uses ACR-only data for measurement panels. They capture all content such as streaming, unlike set-top box data-powered panels. They power omni-screen management. I still don't know, like, what are they doing? Is this embedded into televisions?
I think you can either voluntarily put it on your television or maybe it's embedded into some of them. Maybe they do have a set-top box. ACR is automated content recognition. It identifies content, including shows, movies, and ads viewed on smart TVs and connected devices by capturing fingerprints of content in real time. And a lot of your smart TVs, that's one of the things that you kind of give up by getting a cheap price on the smart TV.
Yeah.
I watched a video recently where somebody was showing how to opt out of everything on your Google embedded television, your Google TV, so it's not sending like fingerprints back to track your stuff and maybe match you up with some advertising data, something like that.
Well, so you're talking about how if you get a TV, like let's say you go and the cheapest Amazon TV you find is a big one, but it's like a couple $100. Mm-hmm. People don't realize, but it's got this software. Sometimes this company is paying a little bit per TV,
right? And it's not just the software embedded in the TV that has the data. Like if you think, well, that's fine, I just won't use the software in the TV, I'll use my own thing. I have a DVD player. It says they also gather. This was the video that I watched. This has nothing to do with the Samba thing. Mm-hmm. The guy said that they also like gather these fingerprints from your HDMI inputs. So if you throw
you can't get away from it.
You throw in You, Me, and Dupree, and
they know that?
They're going to know that too.
That and whatever's in your Wi-Fi, I imagine, because we talked about algorithms not too long ago where you and Courtney were talking about something. And all of a sudden, what Courtney said popped up on your phone, and you realized that they're using the Wi-Fi data. My smart TV is a Fire TV, which it was a great price. It is a big TV. It has Alexa on it, and it is constantly listening.
Yeah, right.
I don't know where else to go. All my data is gone, and third parties, even if I opt out forever.
If you have a cheap TV, like, and say you have YouTube TV on that. Well, you're probably getting measured by YouTube TV and the partner company that made your TV so cheap.
Right. And by the way, all of these are probably better than the traditional way of doing ratings. Just
Absolutely.
For the record.
100%.
Right? They're all directly measured in a way that it's on X amount of televisions and they're watching what this person is doing instead of old-fashioned diary filling out or a very, very, very limited amount of households having something that legitimately tracks what they're watching.
Dear Diary, Cillian wanted to watch Dupree and Me again. Fifth time in a row.
7 different kinds of smoke. Classic Owen Wilson banger. He rarely misses. Quick break. When we come back, we'll dive into, I want to do this rundown I had on this weird politician. There's this guy who's starting to get more and more attention, and he's got some zany conspiracy theories. So I'll play the audio for you of this dude and get him on your radar. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Look out for a crash on the Greenway southbound past Narcoossee Road. That's off to the shoulder. Not causing any problems on the roadways, though. On I-4, typical delays are starting to pile up this afternoon. Slowdowns through the city and delays between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. You won't be running into any trouble on Florida's Turnpike or I-95, but if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Terminix. Termite Alert. It is termite swarm season and they are officially here in Florida. Termites can attack your home or business and cause costly damage. Don't live with a termite problem. Before you see termites this swarm season,
Stand by, Skillmaker.
3 or 4% rate intact on the first mortgage. Get cash out for home improvements, debt consolidation, weddings, back taxes, 50 puppies. The most important
Grabbing some audio for today. I learned to end the show here before too long.
as a 640 credit score. So what are you waiting for? Get a book today with no hard credit inquiry, and most importantly, work with an expert and a friend that you can trust. Peace of mind, right there at your fingertips.
Now I need your help.
MortgageGuyDon.com.
What is the best banger song ever to end the show on today? You choose.
These days you've got two choices. Buying a new car or making the one you've got run like new. That's why we have thousands of ASE certified technicians that help you get more out of your car. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Book now at FirestoneAuto.com. If you want your windows there in weeks,
Look at that.
win $25,000 in
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. What is the best banger song to end on? Not party rock. Banned in the USA? Do they have they had a radio version of that? Stand by. That was an offensive album, wasn't it? Tipper Gore just couldn't deal with it. She had to get some sticker put on the 2 Live Crew albums. So these hoodlums couldn't corrupt society. Now let me see if I can find a censored version. 2 Live Crew, banned in the USA, clean. Banned in the USA. I was... Power Hour continues in just a moment. Allow me to just set this up, and then I'm going to give you a rundown on this weird politician guy. You need to have this guy on your radar, so don't miss this. What a banger jam. One of the greatest rap songs of all time. Maybe not. Is Arnott back? I don't see Arnott yet. Hey, Barbara. You too. Pop that pussy is a good choice too. Yes, it's a bit inappropriate. These shoes are made for walking? Oh, it's banned in the USA for Arnott? Oh. I see. He's back? Okay. Thank you, Tanya. Appreciate that. Well, banned in the USA will go out to Arnott. Arnott seems to have some lovers and some haters. That's okay. There will just be no Sean hating that is tolerated in this chat. Team Sean only. I'm the only one who puts all the work in to babysit this whole thing, build this up with you and hang out, other than Dole Mike. Shouts out to Dole Mike too. Hey, Barbara. Don't call him Arsnot. Nightbot saved me? Thank God. Obviously, you can't leave that up to me, for God's sake. Jeez Louise. Team Sean, yeah, indeed. The only team. And together, we will be stronger and we will take over the streaming world. Okay? That's what the plan is. One person at a time. Team Sean has many, many, many benefits.
Already one of the most successful bobsledders in history, she returns to the driver's seat for Team USA with her eyes locked on the podium. All right, folks, here we go.
Is the definition of a track legend. Already one of the most successful bobsledders in history, she returns to the driver's seat for Team USA with her eyes locked on the podium. Navigating the twisting ice at 80 miles per hour requires nerves of steel and perfect precision. As the reigning mono bob champion, Humphreys is back.
Good luck.
Your direct line to the heroes that saved Canada that one time. Oh my.
With us right now on this station, I want you to keep paying attention. Pay close attention because you're going to hear keywords. And when you hear the keywords, do what the keywords tell you to do, and you can win $1,000 just for listening to this station. Oof. It's a beautiful thing. A lot of you have won. Don't give up. Keep trying out there, all right? Keep those keyword attempts coming, and we'll keep the keywords headed your way. We'll get into more dispatches here in just a moment. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com is how you email the show. Let me see if I've missed out on anything here. Oh, there is somebody talking about the high power bills. Chris says, I just got my Duke Energy bill yesterday. My bill was not any higher than it usually is in the summer.
Nice.
And my system is about 16 years old. He says, my central air is a heat pump system, which is more efficient than running the heat strips, which are inside your air handler. I'm guessing people with crazy high electric bills aren't running a heat pump system, or their thermostat isn't configured correctly and runs the backup strips when the heat pump is running, he said. Duke Energy is also lowering their rates in March, according to the insert that was included with my bill. Look at them giving you good info, Chris. Must be nice.
I don't know if I have a pump or the strips. I think I have a pump.
You got a brand new one, don't you?
No, that was the old house.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Put the brand new one in and then bolted. Jeez. Here's Square Slinger with the video dispatch blaming the high power bills on these greedy old AI companies and their server farms. Let's
What's
see
up,
what he
news
says.
junkies? You guys were talking about the power grid. I've read quite a lot of stories about the server farm they're building up in Virginia, Maryland, somewhere, and it's raising everyone's power bill, but apparently the people up there are paying astronomical amounts for power. Only imagine what's gone on since this freeze happened. See ya.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people say this, especially when you talk about power bills. They're like, these AI facilities. And it is true that AI facilities can drive up the competition for purchasing power, and then they got to buy the power from the electric companies just like you and me, and that can spike the prices. From the stuff that I've read on this, that's only responsible for like a 10% chunk though, of the increases.
But is it true that every time I tell AI thank you, it cuts down 11 trees? They just
I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
There's so much nonsense about AI and water overuse and stuff.
Costs $1 million to say please.
Like a lot of that stuff is, I mean, at scale, anything has an impact. And when millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people are using computing power, certainly that these things go up. But a lot of that stuff is fears that could be assuaged by just reading a bit more about what's happening. But like 10% of the power bill increases can be attributed, from what I've seen. I might be wrong, but from what I've seen, about 10% could be attributed to these data facilities, these AI facilities requiring so much more power and trying to buy all the available kilowatts and making your bill more expensive. The rest is we're using more power than ever before. We have a non-insignificant portion of the public who no longer goes to gas stations and instead plugs their vehicles in at their house, adding to the drain on the power grid with their electric vehicles. Let's run the numbers, C-Lane. How many electric vehicles in the United States of America? I'm guessing, I have no idea, actually. 30 million. I have no idea.
I would say 45 million.
Too high? It might be too high.
As of late 2024, early 2025, there were approximately 4 million electric vehicles on U.S. roads.
Way high. Way high there. So 4 million electric vehicles. Those are people who have to plug those in, and that's more of a drain on the power grid. And this all is why I wish the president of the United States would do something about this. I wish he would step up. He's talked a big game on this, but he has not done it. and I'm very upset that nothing has been done about this to really further things. We need to reinvest in nuclear power facilities, safe nuclear power facilities in this country, so that we have no problems with electricity and power generation, so that the marketplace is much more full of opportunities for people to buy power, maybe from different sources, so that it's clean, available power that will make it so you don't have to worry about big spikes in usage and all of these other things. But we haven't built again, I don't want to screw this up. When's the last nuclear power facility built in the United States? 30-something years, probably, I think.
That was Unit 4. And
Unit 4.
Began commercial operation in April 29, 2024.
Oh, 2024. This is a very recent one. I mean,
prior to that was Watts Bar Unit 2 in Tennessee, began operation in 2016.
Okay. See, those are few and far in between in recent days. I didn't even know they got one up in 2024.
There are 93 operating commercial nuclear reactors in the U.S.
You got one if you grew up in South Florida. FP&L is a big nuclear power plant, incredibly safe overall. And
I think we took a boat near there one time.
We just haven't built them. We still use these dirty old ways to generate electricity at a lot of your power companies. And it's hard to get the permits. It's hard to be able to build the facilities. We need to lower that barrier for entry so that there's just absolutely abundant levels of energy available for everybody moving forward. That's what I want to see. Sean, when you start drinking the nuclear power waste, then I'll agree with you. Okay, cool. Bring me a glass.
Ay, caramba.
Bring me a glass. The animals are fine. Everything's fine. It's the safest, cleanest way to do it. You have been convinced by Homer Simpson that
the fish with the 3 eyes.
Yeah. You're like, do you think that I'd rather have a sip out of the nuclear power facility, which burns clean, right? All of this, by the way, is only steam. That's all it is. They use this to generate steam like almost every other power plant. The steam turns a giant turbine. The turbine makes electricity. That's how a nuclear power plant generates electricity, or any other power plant does. The other facilities are far more disgusting in every measurable way, okay? Coal plants and all these other plants, even mixed-use plants, are way more disgusting in every way that you might think. You just believe Homer Simpson and The Simpsons green nuclear power equals dangerous. So there we go. Let's see. I want to work in at least 1 or 2 dispatches, but maybe we'll just have to wait until we come back.
We have breaking news.
What do we got?
Look at your screen. Your screen.
Oh, no. I just saw it in a text, too.
What?
Oh, James Vanderbeek is dead at 48 years old. He just had announced that he was struggling he had a cancer diagnosis.
I thought colon, but I could be wrong.
He was not looking very well, and I think
he was selling his stuff to pay for the cancer treatment.
Yes. Yeah, he was. Yeah, an indictment on our health insurance situation in the United States, if there ever was one. But James Vanderbeek had announced that he had cancer and then wasn't going to make one of the Dawson's Creek reunion type things.
No, he didn't. They did it. I think they did it at the same theater where they do Hamilton. But they had actually Lin-Manuel Miranda play all the Dawson parts, which was kind of fun, I guess. I don't know.
Did you see anything else he was in? Did you guys see anything else he was in besides Dawson's Creek?
Scary movie, Varsity Blues.
Girl from Apartment something. It was
2D?
Yeah, it was a very funny show. It wasn't very popular, but he played himself. James Vanderbeek.
He played the actor in his own role. Okay.
He had stage 3 colorectal cancer, which he revealed in late 2024. And
James Vanderbeek, I've talked about this before on the show, but my favorite thing he ever did was The Rules of Attraction. I always really liked that movie when I was younger. And I don't know if it holds up, but I at least thought it was cool then, because it was one of these like edgy movies, and James Vanderbeek from Dawson's Creek was in it, and he played a pretty cool character. James Vanderbeek dead at 48 years old after a battle with cancer.
The Varsity Blues one was pretty popular too. I don't know if it was more for James Vanderbeek's performance, or was it Allie Larder that had her boobs covered in whipped cream?
What?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which she was just talking about in an interview recently.
I forget he was on a roll there for a while. He did some pretty good stuff. James Vanderbeek.
He was huge.
His wife says he is dead at 48 years old. Yeah, that sucks. That is brutal. Also, I didn't get into my rundown of this weirdo politician with some pretty amazing conspiracy theories. So we'll try to pack that in next. If we don't have enough time, we'll punt it to Thursday's show. We've got more updates on all fronts, including the Nancy Guthrie case. What's going on with that Bitcoin account? Well, you'd be surprised to know, I actually do have some details on that and what is happening. And there is some activity. What's going on with Nancy Guthrie's ransom note Bitcoin account? That, plus final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. All of it coming up next on the News Junkie.
Classic Alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This is a thing, your life will surely change.
Real Music Weekends. Our Classic Alternative.
Dull Mike here. How's everybody doing? Rest in peace, James Vanderbeek. Never was a fan of Dawson's Creek when it first aired, but when that thing hit syndication on TBS, it would play after I got home from school. And I watched the hell out of that. James Vanderbeek. I make you sad? Why do I make you sad? Is it because I broke the news? Sorry. Sup, Cyclone Ranger? Hello. Kokomo, Sun State John, Radio Michael 7. Hey! Turn him off. You're right, Katie Holmes was hot back then. I think Katie Holmes is still hot. Is she not still hot? Katie Holmes, recent pics. I mean, yeah, she's older, but... You know who I think is still hot that stood the test of time that I thought was hot back in the day, like when I was a kid, but it's still Rachel Lee Cook. She was like the Katie Holmes type. Doug thinks Dolly Parton's still hot. Well, I'm sure a lot of people, that does it for you. Josh Jackson. Josh Jackson's a good-looking guy, too. I like Josh Jackson. I like when he shows up and stuff. He was great in, not Dr. Odyssey or whatever that show was. But the other one where he played the doctor that was like Dr. Death, that was good. Pink Ranger's still hot, I would agree. Amy, you're talking about Amy Jo Johnson, though. Not, I mean, some of the others I think were attractive too. The blonde that came after her, but my Pink Ranger is Amy Jo Johnson. So. They only start colonoscopy screenings for free at 45. Well, he should have got one. I mean, he was 48 years old. Man. Old Vanderbeek. Well, I haven't been in Dolmike, so I don't know who's the chatter of the day. Let me see if Sean knows. Sean, you're on Dolmike. Who's the chatter of the day?
The chatter of the day is R-Knox.
Oh,
Not is the chatter of the day.
are not. I don't know.
Accidentally banned him, I guess.
Oh, you.
I didn't even click anything, but I think he got banned somehow, and then they brought him back from life. So this is as an apology.
All right.
He's the chatter of the day.
Arnott, you got the apology chatter of the day. Congratulations. All you had to do was accidentally get banned and then unceremoniously come back from the ban dead.
What a time to be alive.
I know. All right. Somebody said it. Sports says it better be Arnott. It is Arnott. Bootsy says pity boat. Congratulations. You didn't know the Yellow Ranger died? Was that 2001? I thought it might have been earlier, but now that I think about it, 2001 was a whole young person ago. Excuse me. So, yes, Ginger and my Sprout. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Dawson Leary is no longer with us. And I'm sure he came to terms with this long time ago, but in the TMZ story, you can just barely see it on my page here. They have the scene where he says Dawson tearfully lets Joey go, and it starts with that awful cry face, that pitiful, that's like, I think, a meme now. So, anyway, wrapping up the show in just a second. We got about 20-ish seconds, probably about 30-ish for you, but winding down, everybody. Here we go.
We have a positive impact.
We're helping get teachers the resources they need to inspire the next generation.
It's the family, it's the student, it's the teacher in the school, and even the community, so it's a team effort.
Just go to iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
The cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. Thanks for being with us. It's been a blast. Thank you for being on board. Learn more about the show at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, on the way out, a couple of things before the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. I want to give you this rundown very quickly, the quickest rundown I'll ever do, probably, because now this congressman, Tim Burchett, has been on my radar.
Watch your mouth.
He's a strange cat, this guy, this Tim Burchett.
Can't imagine what he was called in high school.
He's got a lot of things he believes in, C-Lane. All right? He's got a lot of theories. The first thing that popped up that I saw that ended up getting almost 6 million views was this video where he was talking about Bad Bunny. And I was like, who is this guy? I don't even know this politician. And that's what literally brought me down the rabbit hole. Bad Bunny, rabbit, you get it.
Yeah.
And I'll show you what else I learned about this guy in the quickest rundown ever.
But no, Bad Bunny walked up here and asked me for if he could borrow my cell phone. I really don't know who he is. I used to have a Bad Bunny. I had this Flemish giant rat. His name was Flop. He had one ear that flopped over.
Oh, nice.
And I always remembered when somebody had another Flemish giant and they wanted to breed it.
He's saying, Bad Bunny, only bunny I knew. I used to have a bunny that was bad. It was a Flemish bunny, and he's talking about the bunny now.
And I said, well, let's go easy on that. So they bring the dadgum thing over. It was Christmas Day. I'll never forget this.
Oh, my
And Flop
God.
and this other his name was Caramel. Caramel. I say caramel.
You know. Oh, my gosh.
He's literally best in show. He's
Tell
literally
me he's has a debate coming up because I want to watch.
red pistachio nuts, white pistachio nuts. He's a character, this guy.
My wife and daughter, so I keep saying Caramel. And so Caramel, we put it in the cage beside it, and They're getting to know each other. Put them together. It's true what they say about rabbits, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. And my nephew was like, Uncle Tim, what's Flop doing to Caramel? And I go back in the house, dude. It's not my job to give the sex talk here.
Oh,
There
my
you go. And then about a week later, Flop died of a heart attack.
Subscribed.
This guy's so weird.
Oh,
Is
that the future president of the United States?
That was a question about Bad Bunny.
I don't know. He asked me for my cell phone. I had Flop, Caramel, and then he died. Sex talk.
About a week later, died.
Come on, dude.
Also,
go ahead.
Said with such confidence, how do you know your bunny had a heart attack? Did you have an autopsy performed?
Here's the same guy, another clip of him, all right? Again, this is the mini deep dive here, the mini rundown on Tim Burchett, Republican Tim Burchett. Here he is, all right?
What if these are entities that are here on this earth, that have been on this earth?
Talking about aliens now.
Who knows how long? And that we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here, and they're in these deep water areas.
So now he thinks aliens are in the oceans off the coast.
But he says it with such, I don't know, audiobook voice.
Yeah, what if there was out there?
And that's why, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on there. And we have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe, deep water areas.
Keep in mind, this is just a guy walking along, and there's some cameraman who happened to be following him who noticed he was a congressman, and they're like, Congressman Burchett, what do you have to say about this?
All right.
Yeah, he's a United States Representative, Tim Burchett. Then here he is talking about Bigfoot, I think.
Some people know some things that they don't want other people to know. It's pretty surprising what we found. Skinwalker Ranch. Research
I've watched this show.
Bigfoot.
He's on it.
Where unusual creatures on Skinwalker Ranch.
So he was on this show. Let me see if I can go to him.
It's a very fascinating show.
He was literally talking about, he believes in Bigfoot, too.
It's so funny.
Is this him? No, it's not him. At one point, I don't have
Look
a
at
lot
all
of time.
the things that you were flashing through.
He was on American Sasquatch in this documentary and talking about how he also believes in Bigfoot. And he's had a lot of very interesting moments. So he's on my radar now. Tim Burchett.
Would you like to talk to him?
I don't know.
Are you going to let him talk?
And then the rabbit was dead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's on my radar. We'll see if we need to take this further. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today Alert.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
What a weirdo.
So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today Alert.
Some say caramel, I say caramel. Either or. Tomato, he says. Today Alert for a Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. Today Alert in this show.
Mad Men.
Sopranos. Sopranos is correct. The actor who played Furio in The Sopranos, or The Sopranos, was he spotted
Some say Sopranos. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He spotted an incorrectly labeled painting at an auction. He bought it for $68,000, but he had an eye for artwork, and he said, "I know there's something going on with this thing."
Camilla.
He later sold it for $10 million, which is much more than $68,000.
How much gabagool can you buy with $10 million?
That's a lot of gabagool. Today, learn DARVO. It's an acronym that means deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. DARVO. It's a reaction that perpetrators like abusers or sex offenders will display in response to being held accountable for their behavior. Bunch of DARVOs out there. Finally, today, learn this group.
Free speech.
Live crew.
That's right. 2 Live Crew. To the guy I accidentally banned on chat today. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't click it on purpose, man. Sorry. Today, learned a 1989 album by 2 Live Crew was the first album deemed legally obscene by a federal court. It was later overturned, freeing 2 Live Crew fans forever. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com.